Andy Farrell's team will look for the opening Lions test. It's all now a question of how do they perform. talkSPORT's Lions pundit Ben Kay reckons the team's suboptimal performances against the Brumbies and the Waratahs may actually help them on Saturday.
Sometimes you need that pressure and fear of losing to bring the best out of you. So I think he'll be happy with where they are going into this weekend, and I certainly, looking at the Wallabies side, would make the Lions favourites.
The first test is on Saturday morning and it's live on talkSPORT. Aston Villa are considering a double swoop for Premier League outcasts. Alejandro Garnacho is one of the names mooted at Villa Park, as is Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. Here's talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery.
Meanwhile, Arsenal women have confirmed they've signed the world's first £1 million player. 20-year-old Olivia Smith joins from Liverpool. Last year, Chelsea made Naomi Girma the first $1 million player. For all the latest transfer news, head to our live blog at talksport.com. More powers to VAR? Well, football lawmakers are apparently going to look into it. IFAB are going to explore the technology, possibly covering corner kicks and second yellow cards. And if the changes are agreed on, they'll be in place before next year's World Cup. And ahead of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk on Saturday, former two-weight world champion Carl Frampton has told talkSPORT Dubois' best chances of winning will be in the first half.
I think he needs to start fast as well, and he definitely has a chance. Look, he's fighting an all-time great, in my opinion, and Alexander Usyk, who is the favourite, but Daniel's a better fighter than the one we seen when they fought the first time in Poland. But for me, I've just given up betting against Usyk.
talkSPORT will bring you live commentary of the fight this Saturday, with build-up beginning from 6 p.m. And today, don't forget to tune in to talkSPORT 2 for live commentary of the Open.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT Where this afternoon. Please tell us, Charlie, what's coming up?
Coming up over the next 3 hours, former Manchester United and Villa striker Dion Dublin joins us to talk all things football. We'll contemplate even more VAR involvement. Yes!
Yeah.
And former Lion Gordon Darcy gives us his take on the teams for Saturday's first test.
We're also interested in your tales of repeated failure. I'm going to add to the mix in light of a picture taken yesterday in this studio. Those photographs you really weren't happy with, but probably will stick around forever.
Yeah.
And Charlie's choice today is, what's the oldest thing in your shed?
I can't even remember why we're doing that.
I do worry doing that knowing the talkSPORT heartland, because it's almost almost certainly a 1953 edition of Razzle, isn't there?
The oldest thing you found in a hedge.
Yeah, no, not that. Let's not do that. The oldest thing the oldest thing in your shed. And Lucy Ward's going to join us, and she's going to tell us how the Lionesses can beat Sweden tonight in Euro 2025.
Yeah, there's all this. Plus, we'll also look at the big transfer stories of the day. We'll cross to Wembley for the Dubois-Usyk press conference.
Yeah.
And we'll bring you another birthday spread.
Yeah, I got back on the horse last week. Got a win, didn't I?
Somehow I went Regals in the last one, and as usual, you managed.
You were quite stoic about it, surprisingly.
Was I?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We'll have updates from the Open throughout the show, and we'll also take a couple of visits there for some key tee times.
Yes.
Including
wet,
Rory, etc.
Wind's blowing and it's wet. Lee Westwood is 3 under.
Well, some of the guys who went out this morning obviously they said it was windy, but it's now going to be wet and windy, so they got the best of the conditions by the look of it. But anyway.
But also, we know, what's the point What's the point of the whole thing?
Yeah, it's true.
We know that. With the world number one said it. What's the point?
I mean, if you don't make the cut, it does allow you to say that, doesn't it? Well, I mean, Scotty's not bothered then.
Scotty.
No. I mean, we talked about that yesterday.
I see what he means.
We had Henrik Stenson on talking about it, and he kind of, he sort of slightly pricked the bubble. Good afternoon, I should just say.
Yes.
It is 6 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie. Yeah, Henrik Stenson was on, and I was trying to pick up on the existential nature of what he said, and something you've said about Roy. You strive for something all your life and all your career, and then you finally get it, and there's that feeling of emptiness, and maybe a feeling of, is this the feeling I thought I'd have after I'd climbed the mountain? And I said, well, you've won the Open, maybe you experienced yourself. And it was a slight beat. And he went, no, not me, I was buzzing. Not fair enough.
Henrik Stenson, art golfers. No thanks, Paul. We don't.
Do you
want
art
golfers? Art-based golfers. Henrik Stenson. We don't want those, Paul. We don't want that.
I mean, how many are there going to be as well?
We'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out. Art-based golfers. You're not there for it.
Ernie Easel.
The big easel.
The big easel. Oh, don't do this.
Don't get into it.
Charlie, don't do this. Don't do this like 2 minutes into the show.
I've only just thought of it. So it's good fun, isn't it?
We do want to hear, though. Poor old Luke Littler. He's found his... I mean, it's not many things he fails at. He's a great overachiever for his age. But he's failed his driving test again, hasn't he?
It's not his driving test.
It's the theory.
It's the theory test, which is has a very high... There's a very high line of passing. You have to get like 85% or something.
Is it an online thing? Or
well, you sit in a room with lots of other people and it's online and you have to, and it's like, I don't know, 25, 30 questions.
I think I mentioned when he failed his last test, and it was quite a quick turnaround because it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
That the theory test was you'd finish your driving and the driving examiner would get the highway code out and he'd go, just flick a page and he'd go, what does that sign mean? I'd say that's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right,
yeah.
What should you do at a junction like this? Oh, well, it should... yeah, okay, that's right, yeah. What about that sign? What's that? Well, that's, low-flying elephant or whatever. And he went, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, you passed. That was it.
That'll be it.
That was the theory test.
They had to change that.
Yeah.
They had to change that.
Well, that's probably because the amount of crashes that were going on with people of my era.
My son did it 3... Yeah, exactly. It's your lot.
Exactly.
You were all 12 pints in driving home.
Never. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, my son failed it 3 times, but he passed it in the end. He's gone on. My son's gone off. This is a whole new feeling as a parent. Paul.
Oh yeah, what's he done?
He's in Mallorca. Wow. He's on his first big trip away with the boys.
Oh.
So I don't know what's going on. I'm expecting a phone call any minute.
I went to Yarmouth for a week.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Actually, we had a good time.
I bet you did. Yeah. No. Yarm. What was on in Yarmouth? Who was on? The Grumbleweeds.
We all stayed in this flat. On one side of it was an abattoir, on the other side it was a funeral director's.
Oh, that sounds like a joke.
Yeah,
I didn't know whether to. I don't know what the punchline is.
It happens to be the truth, but none of this matters really.
No, not really.
As Scotty Scheffler would tell you. But no.
Brushstroke DeChambeau. We don't want them, Andy, in Birmingham. We don't want them.
We really don't want them, Andy. But we do want to know your tales of serial failure. We really want to try and give you a lift today, clearly.
Yeah.
So if there's something you've repeatedly failed at, do let us know about it. Did you crack it in the end? Maybe it'll be an uplifting. Maybe it'll be a
good tale.
You went on a journey. Maybe there'll be a sort of little, in the third act.
Yeah. So, very good idea.
Do let us know. Those things. Poor old Luke. He'll get there in the end with the old theory, I'm sure.
The oldest fly mow has been given to the National Mowing Museum, Paul. I'm not saying it's the summer and it's slow.
How do you thing this stuff? Where do you find this story?
Do you know what popped up on my feed yesterday?
No.
They've discovered the skull of the UK's largest pike.
Wow.
It's finally dead. And they've discovered the skull.
Where did they find it?
In Oxfordshire.
Up a tree.
Up a tree, no. Yeah. 50-pound pike, Paul.
Wow.
Imagine catching that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to.
Somebody did. But it's died.
It's died. It's died of natural causes, apparently. Because, pike get bigger by eating other pike.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. It's like football teams, They get other people's players and get bigger.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That's nice.
Spurs,
bringing it back to sport, yeah.
Portrait Harrington, we don't want it.
We don't want them.
That's good. That was good, though. Anonymous. Very, very good.
Please don't send any more in.
Anyway, the oldest fly mow has been donated to the the National Lawnmower Museum.
Yeah. Where is the Lawnmower Museum?
Oh, I don't know. Do you want me to find the whole story?
Later.
Someone will know.
Yeah.
yeah. Save the good stuff.
I'm guessing it's not Monte Carlo or Las Vegas.
It's not
Tamworth. It's not a wing of the Win or something, is it? Yeah.
And I wanted to know what the oldest thing in people's sheds was.
Yeah. What's the oldest thing in your shed?
What's the oldest thing in your shed?
As I said, slight trepidation knowing the heartland, but we'll give it a go. That's Charlie's choice today.
Why not?
And Andy Jacobs had his picture taken with the England Rugby League skipper George Williams, myself, the trophy that the Aussies and England will play for.
Oh, yeah, nice.
In the Rugby League Ashes later this year. And the great Martin Afire was with us. And we all had a lovely picture taken. And they kindly gave us England Rugby League shirts.
Oh, very nice.
Which we donned for the picture.
Nice,
we put it on, me and Andy.
That's good.
And I've got a big beaming smile. George has as well.
Oh, looks lovely.
Big Martin has
happy
as well.
to be there.
Andy Jacobs, not so much. And it's been put up by everybody involved because, and he's not happy. He said, couldn't you have found a picture with me smiling? #miserable. And I said to him, I don't know, I do quite like the Victorian mugshot vibe.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And
it
has got
he's just been sent to Australia.
Yeah, with it, I put a caption under it. 1887. Andrew Nipper Jacobs stole an apple, 5 years hard labour. So is there a picture out there that maybe it's like this whole family? The only time we ever got the family together.
Everyone together.
Nan died 3 weeks later. The only time all of us as an extended family. And there's everybody's smiling, everybody looks good. And there's you. I got a big twisted face, or your eyes are closed.
Eyes shut. There's a family one of me, and my brother's he's like 15.
Yeah.
He's 15 in about 1989.
Yeah.
And he's got a massive mullet.
Oh, right.
Huge mullet. Like Chris Waddle level.
Yeah.
Mullet. And that's on the wall.
It's great.
Just forever,
Well, the one that's going to stick around, if England go and win the Ashes, that will come up again. Maybe it was Hawksbee and Jacobs that won it.
Yes.
There's me beaming, there's George, there's mine, there's Andy looking like a Victorian mugshot. So that's, anyway, talkSPORT.com.
Shane Lowry, Paul. I mean, it's a tap-in. Very nice. Thank you, Craig in Windsor. Very nice.
talkSPORT.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717 223344 to get in touch on all that this afternoon. And we're touching on the golfers today because the Open is very much underway.
Yeah.
We've got it on in our studio. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and we're going to keep you updated throughout the afternoon. It is time to get an Open update with Arnold Clark.
The Open Update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Everything for your car, all in one place.
Good afternoon, Rupert.
Hello, Rupert.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've got an Atco lawnmower.
That's an old one. Yeah,
and it is basically a thing for the ark in my shed. That's the oldest thing I've got, but I don't know what that's got to do with golf. But anyway.
I imagine there's a few specialist magazines as well, but we'll leave it there, Rupert. We'll take your word for it. So what's the weather? Is it starting to rain up there as well, is it?
It is starting to rain, and I will be heading out as part of our coverage on talkSPORT 2 to watch Tyrrell Hatton. And I don't know whether the weather. I hope I might need my bleep machine with me if he starts getting a bit of a hot under the collar if the weather does deteriorate. It is raining at present, but there's still been some terrific golf on this first morning as the weather closes in, because we've got always offers a surprise leader at the Open, and we've got two who probably will not be on people's shortlist to leading. The Danish player Jakob Scott Olesen, who won last year's amateur championship, and China's Hao Ting Li are in the clubhouse after excellent 67s. A flying start, and I may pronounce his name wrong, but from Thailand it is Sadom Kaukanjana who's got off to a flyer. He's 3 under through 6 holes, and Nikolai Højgaard, he's in the clubhouse after a 2 under par round. Great to see Lee Westwood off to a really solid start. 30 years since his first Open Championship. He is at 2 under par. Keeping an eye on Scotty Scheffler, well, he is at 1 under through 9. As I say, the weather deteriorating. Couple of surprise leaders. Don't forget, though, Rory McIlroy has yet to start his challenge. He'll be beginning in about 2 hours' time. He's probably anxiously looking at the leaden skies and hoping there may be a respite from the weather this afternoon.
Thank you, Rupert. Back to you later. There's Rupert Bell there at Royal Portrush. I did a little drone flyover of one of the holes, sort of par 360, 170 yards. And the fairway on it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Honestly, you could barely you only have to kind of walk toe to toe. Just no room. You're in the rough, really.
Can't do it.
That's
it's got to be hard though. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's the Open, for goodness sake. Anyway, we'll be back there throughout the afternoon, and we'll say simulcast some of those key threesomes that go out a little bit later on. So, where were we? Talksport.com, text 81089 tweet TSH and J to get in touch. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. You get fast track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation, and next up, Dion Dublin.
Nearly 2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd are booing as soon as it landed. You can see the pain on Usyk.
This is what I want, and now we're getting it. It's a big show, and yeah, gonna put it right.
Gets Dubois going, and now Dubois coming back.
Darcy going to join us for a chat later on, two-time Lion, and we'll be looking at the teams that have been announced overnight for the first test, live on talkSPORT, live and exclusive on talkSPORT, Saturday morning. And Lucy Ward's going to join us to look ahead to the Lionesses versus Sweden, and that's also live on talkSPORT this evening. Yes, but before that, a stat for you, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly 7 in 10 working adults in England have faced a career crossroads, a moment of uncertainty or desire for a major change in their working life.
Okay, yeah.
You do get kind of career switches at different times of your life.
Very much.
And that's a very traditional route that many people take, isn't it? We all know it. It's a very common one. It's professional footballer to musical instrument designer to TV property show presenter.
Exactly, and that is the well-worn path.
That hoary old route. Or maybe it's just one man, I don't know. Dion Dublin joins us. Good afternoon, Dion.
Hey, Dion.
How are you, James? Nice to speak to you again.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yours. I mean, footballers used to be publican or starting a haulage business. Really, but
newsagent.
I think it's a newsagent, a greengrocer, Duncan McKenzie. It's fair to say you've bucked the trend. You've bucked the trend, haven't you, Dion?
Yeah, I suppose so. A little bit with the TV work and that kind of stuff, and the music. I mean, both a passion when it comes to the property and stuff. But I started a long time ago, gents. I started my property developing sort of portfolio back in '92 when I signed for United. So I was kind of accumulating knowledge of property and how to buy a house and how to buy an auction way back then. So I bought a house in Cheshire, then I bought 2 houses in Coventry. When I went to Coventry, went to Villa, bought 2 houses in Warwickshire. Obviously, the finances right then helped me to do this, but I wanted to use my money wisely, and I just put it into bricks and mortar, and I learned about it on the job, to be honest with you. That's what the job is about.
You bought a police station and some waterworks. You won a best-looking competition. Got sent to jail.
That's right. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Put hotels and everything, and that was it.
Built a hotel in Vine Street.
Exactly, yeah. One in Park Lane.
You want to talk to us about further education?
Yeah, because funny enough, Dion, quite a lot of people in journalism and in broadcasting and stuff, they have gone down this route. Well, I think we know people who've decided that they want a career change, or sometimes that's kind of forced upon them because the work dries up. And teaching in further education is a good route, I think.
It is, and you know what, gents? You don't know actually. You know you have the knowledge, but you never think of passing it on. It's very much. Glenn Hoddle said to me many years ago, "Dean, you've got to go into coaching. You've got to go into coaching. The way you play the game, it's like you're coaching when you're on the pitch." Because I was very vocal. Yeah. So I feel as though I'm sharing the knowledge I have now when I talk about football on the TV, or even homes and houses and how to do things on the TV. I would look at that crossroads as. People look at it and they fear it. What do I do? Where do I go? Yeah, you should be excited by it. You should look at it as an opportunity. Look at it as a different direction in your career and something positive. Yeah, there's the website I want to get out, gents, is Teaching Further Education. Get yourself on that website, and there'll be something that suits the knowledge that you already have. So, it's just something I feel like I'm passionate about it because I want to pass on my information to people that I know. And I feel that there's a lot of us that have that information that just they leave it stagnant within themselves.
Absolutely. Go and check it out. Yeah. And it's good advice there from Dion. You're wearing your Cambridge United top today, Dion. Is there that's nice. Very tasty, that one.
Well, I was hoping Max might just tune in as well, so he could hear, see the loyalty.
Well, I said
Charlie's not too happy, but we'll leave it at that.
I said Manchester United and Villa strike. I didn't say Cambridge.
But you've
Cambridge
legend.
You've done that for us. Yeah.
You know what it is as well, gents. You know what it is. To the topic is Cambridge United. Obviously, I'm on the board at Cambridge United. Yeah. And they are using me in a way when it comes to individual situations of players. How do we handle this situation? There might be a racist issue as well, and that's through the knowledge I know of the game. So I'm sharing what I already know, which is just sitting stagnant in me. So I want to pass it on so that I can help Cambridge United deal with those issues better and other football clubs.
What are you making of what's going on at Manchester United, one of your old clubs at the moment? It's a strange old time, isn't it? They're not really. They've got a couple of players in, but
big sigh.
Brian and Bumo's been going on for about 6 or 8 weeks, isn't it?
That'd be done by now.
Yeah, it has, and it's very, or it has been rare in the past for Manchester United to work so hard to get a player when people normally go they down tools for Manchester United. I know they've had a bit of a stinker over the past couple of years. Let's not gloss over it. They haven't been anywhere near they need to be, and I'm pretty sure that the manager and the players will hold their hands up to that. They've got the Marcus situation, you've got the Sancho situation, the Garnacho situation. Let's get it sorted. Let's do what's best for both parties and crack on.
There's links to Villa and Garnacho today, and I quite like that. I can see that. I could see him. We saw him take in Rashford last year. Emery working with Garnacho, I think, could be good for him.
Yeah, what I want is there's a lot of football chat where the managers are getting all the stick. Amorim's getting the stick for the Man United and stuff. I get that, and the managers have to take a certain accountability, but I'm a massive one of listen. if I'm a player, I need to know that I'm doing my bit. And I'm pretty sure there's certain players that have got to look in the mirror and they will go, could have done a bit more there, really. And you should never come off the pitch or be at a football club with that attitude. You're getting paid good dough. You've got the best job in the world. By, if you love football in any way, shape or form, to be a professional footballer and get paid for doing it, this is from a senior now that's seen it and done it. You've got to make sure that you value it and don't think it's going to be there all the time, because your talent will never leave you. But if your attitude is stinking the place out, you're not going to have a long career. I can guarantee you that, because that information will be passed on. Not how good you are, but how disruptive you are. So you have to get your head down, gents, enjoy your career, earn your dough, and love the life that you have, because it's great to have, I'm telling you.
Yeah. We've got this other situation, haven't we, with Ekatike, this sort of love triangle of Newcastle and Liverpool and Ekatike and Isak.
Liverpool saying they want Isak, but we think maybe to get Ekatike.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like Liverpool are closing in on it. So they're going to get their man. Newcastle are out the pitch, and now they're in for Visser. They've moved on. It's like Love Island. They've moved on to someone else.
They're trying to pull Ekatike for a chat.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, look, you always get stuff like this. But, I mean, I think our own Alex Crook said earlier on, a good window for Newcastle, the way things are going so far, is to still have Isak at the end of it. So it looks like they probably will.
Yeah, you know what? For Newcastle and the fans themselves, they're very much in the Villa situation where they've kind of turned that corner a little bit, and they are back to being the club we know them to be, challenging in the right areas of the league and challenging in the right ends of the cup as well. Villa are the same. Two football clubs you expect some way, shape or form to be in the top 6, top 8 every single season. To keep Isak would be the best signing for anybody this season, let me tell you, because he's the one that's actually turned the season around for them, along with a few cameos. But his goals are invaluable. To get him back, or should I say to let him go out and to get somebody else that for sure is going to score goals in the Premier League is not easy. Not easy at all.
Do you think Arsenal and City and a few of the other clubs, maybe even Chelsea, have done enough to stop Liverpool doing it again next season? How are you viewing it so far?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to stand still. I don't think any teams. I think Arsenal will be, they'll still be kicking themselves because again they fell away. City will be embarrassed by where they were and where they are. Man United can't get any worse, so they have to pull their finger out and be in the top 4, top 6. Otherwise, the manager will get sacked because they won't accept anything else. Newcastle and Villa are getting better, as we know. And let's not forget, all the bigger teams in stature will always be there. However, let's not overlook the Brentfords and the Forests and the Fulham that, and the Bournemouths, by the way, that beat a lot of these sides last season. So they're going to get better as well. So they'll want to stay in that top 8 as well. So it's not going to be as straightforward as Liverpool winning the league, how they won it last season. Of course, they'll be in the picture. Of course they will, but it won't just be Liverpool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
We didn't mention Coventry, but I think we've run out of time. I was going to ask a quick word on Coventry City. They want to kick on, wouldn't they?
Briefly, everything heading in the right direction for Cov at the moment.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think Frank's gone in. I was lucky enough to go and speak to Frank for Football Focus recently. I did a nice piece with Frank, sat down, just asked him some questions. And we know that Frank's a great talker and a great professional. And the interview was amazing. But what stuck with me when I went to the training ground, obviously it's changed from when I was there, but they've got this lovely sort of separate gym equipment area and gym sort of area. And I went in there while I was watching the training. And this is what will stick with me, gents. And this is down to Frank Lampard. 2 players that were getting rehab were in the middle of rehab, but they stopped their rehab. They walked over to me. They shook my hand and they said, Dion, nice to meet you. Then they went back over to do their work. That's from Frank. Standards that you set these young lads are going to stay with them for life. So well done, Frank. He's taking Coventry in the right direction.
Good stuff. All the best, Dion. Thanks very much.
Dion.
Cheers, gents. Take it easy. Great show.
Thanks very much.
Great show. Phil like $1 million now, Paul.
Yes, the great Dion Dublin now.
Should go into coaching. Phil $1 million now. I can push through to the end of the show now. Arm round the shoulder from Dion there. Great show.
I mean, this is why I feel bad. I feel like I should give you kind of more. I'll give you a biscuit now and again because I know you like that. You like a biscuit.
I get when Dion Dublin says to me, "Great show."
Anyway, we've got to crack on because we want to talk about the Lions. We bring you the first test on Saturday morning from 10 here on talkSPORT, 11 o'clock kickoff. Gordon Darcy, two-time Lion, joins us for a chat, and we're going to get his considered take on both teams that were announced earlier on today for that first test. There's no space for Owen Farrell or Henry Pollock in the squad for the first Lions test this weekend. Tom Curry's been preferred to Jack Morgan at flanker, and there are no Welsh players in the team for the first time since 1899. Andy Farrell spoke earlier and says experience played a part in his decision.
You obviously take into consideration a lot of things, obviously form, but a big part of that as well is big match temperament, and I think we've got a good few of those in the starting lineup.
That first test is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning. It's day one of the Open with live commentary currently running on talkSPORT 2. Rory McIlroy tees off at 3 o'clock. Now, it's our understanding that Aston Villa have some Premier League outcasts on their radar. Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson and Man United's Alejandro Garnacho. Speaking about the latter, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, filled us in on what we know.
I think his preference is to stay in the Premier League. He's already rejected the advances of the Saudi Pro League. So I think there certainly is some legs in that one. And then you look at Nicholas Jackson. He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery in Spain.
For more on these stories, head to talksport.com.
Good afternoon. Yes, it is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT in the mammoth weekend of sport featuring Dubai Usyk 2, which we'll come on to later on. The darts, the World Match Play.
That starts, doesn't it, Blackpool? Yeah.
Euro 2025, and indeed the Lions.
Lions Saturday morning.
And we now know the teams. Both teams have been announced, and we're going to get the take now of a man who was a Lion. 2 tours, a former Ireland player, of course, as well. Gordon Darcy. Hi, Gordon.
Hey, Gordon.
I'm not too bad, guys. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good.
Exciting week.
Yeah, it certainly is. What's it like in these kind of few days in the build up to the first test? I mean, all the works, all the warm up games are out the way. I suppose the guys know. All the boys who played last week probably knew they weren't going to be massively involved in this. So, what's the atmosphere like in the camp normally?
Actually, I think this is probably. It definitely was a few selection surprises. So. I think, clearly the management have thought long and hard about the different combinations, and Tom Curry obviously getting the rub of the green in that selection. But for the players, it's all about that first selection. The midweek games, the tour games, they're about putting your case forward. And really, that's all you can. That's all you can do. I was talking to a couple of lads who toured more recently, and they were saying how uncomfortable it is for them in this selection, because they know they're guaranteed starters for the country, but it's probably the only time in their careers that they have to fight for selection at this level.
Yeah, our own Alfie Reynolds is out there with the team, and he had a chat with Andy Farrell after the announcement, and a really interesting answer. Alfie asked him how different this team is from the one he'd picked in his mind from the original squad.
How close is this team to the one that you first jotted down many weeks ago?
It would have been different, but that's a great thing, isn't it? To staying open-minded and optimistic enough to be able to do that. And it's been a very thorough, vigorous debate in how we got to this point, and that's exactly what you would hope from as far as selection for a first test in the Lions series.
And just finally from me, what's been the biggest challenge for you in terms of preparing this team for the first test, and how ready do you feel to take on the Wallabies?
Biggest challenge, I suppose the last couple of weeks has been a challenge for us all, including you guys. But it's been great to have a settled week and a normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where we're able to reflect on a day off like today, and I'm rolling into Friday and when it matters on Saturday. So it's been quite refreshing as far as that's concerned.
So that was Andy Farrell. I mean, clearly there are players that he would have chosen either as replacements or starters that he could have done. Are there a few notable exceptions from your point of view, Gordon?
To be honest, I actually don't think there is. I think there was a couple of injuries that made selections a little bit easier than he would have liked. So Blair Kinmore not being involved at 15, Gary Ringrose not being involved at 13. So I think that made an awful lot of the other decisions for him, and Matt Hansen's injury as well. So it was kind of picking who was available. Probably the areas that were up for I suppose form were in a loose head between Genge and Andrew Porter, and then that 6 jersey, 6 and 7, where the Lions didn't really travel with an out-and-out number 6. And he was giving he's probably picked on faith now with Tyke Byrne. I think Chesson probably feels he would have liked that start, but he's going to have to settle for an impact from the bench. And then the 7, I think everybody was looking at Josh van der Fleer and Zach Morgan, just based on form. But it looks like he's picked pedigree in this instance.
Yeah, I think he's picked pace in the midfield as well with Hugh Jones and Tuipulotu, isn't he? That should stretch Australia early, which I'm assuming is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and I think the way the Lions are going to play, it's very, very simple. They're going to have a lot of direct runners, and they're relying on good decision makers to pick passes. So who we're talking about there? We're talking about James Gibson-Park, Finn Russell, and Tuipulotu.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you've got Hugh Jones, who's a brilliant runner. I think he ran probably the line of the tour so far. A lovely out-in line. I think it was against the Waratahs of the Brumbies.
Yeah.
But he runs really, really well, and that familiarity you have at 10, 12, 13 will be really important, because the one thing that's always a challenge with the Lions is around getting that familiarity. But those three guys play together really well, so they're going to be very important.
This is not a great day for Welsh Rugby Union. No Welshmen in the team. It's not happened since the late 1890s, which is a shock. I mean, you think of all the great Wales players, the guys you toured with as much as anything else in latter years, Alan Wynne, etc., Sam Warburton, but, JPR, Gareth Edwards, Cliff Morgan. It's a litany of, a litany of greats, isn't it, from Wales? And it's hard to believe there isn't anybody in the team.
Yeah, and I think there's more to play with that story as well. Obviously, Welsh Rugby Union releasing statements about how they're going to be restructuring rugby in Wales. So, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But yeah, I think there's an awful lot of, just looking through social media there, an awful lot of people very upset for Zach Morgan. And you're either going to be retrospectively right if Andy Farrell wins the series with his selections, or if he doesn't win the series, then an awful lot of scrutiny comes into it and saying, well, maybe Zach Morgan or something like that might have made a difference. But you're absolutely right. The Welsh guys, quite lovely on the 2005 Lions and in 2009, and sharing with those lads, they add such crack around the squad, and that's so important on tours like that. And if you're ever feeling, if you're ever out of bronze or a fake tan, they usually always have a little bit to spare.
Now, we had George Williams in yesterday. He's the Warrington Wolves and the England Rugby League captain. We were celebrating 100 days until their Ashes series against the Aussies. And we got talking about Joseph Suaalii. I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on him. He's come from Rugby League. And George was able to tell us a little bit about him from his time playing out in Australia.
I played against him in the World Cup over here. He played for Samoa.
Oh, of course.
He was brilliant. I think he might have only been 19 at the time. And he was just so physically strong, fast. I thought, this kid's got it. So, I've watched him play Rugby League. And he probably didn't, after that World Cup, he probably didn't kick on like I thought he would. But now, watching him, I think he's found his stride in Union. And he's a superstar of the game, League and Union.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's one of those players I think people are looking forward to seeing in action.
Listen, absolutely, and I hope he has the same impact on the series that he did against England in the November, where I think he had about 6 involvements against England, and he just lit up Twickenham. He's such a creative player, and you'll definitely see the Australia try to bring his aerial ability into the game. So that lovely little space in behind the rucks and the Canada defensive line, Australia are more than likely going to look to put the ball just high enough there, because you can't escort runners, you can't get in that chaser's way. So if they leave that ball up there and he's going to outjump nearly everybody in that, it's a great way for Australia to get that quick, easy territory and bring someone like him into the game. But I suppose he is very, very dependent on the platform that the forwards give him and how the halfback's going. And Loliso's injury, I absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that name, so apologies. But his injury at 10 is big, and he's given the controls to Michael Lyna's young lads, Tom Lyna, and there is huge pressure on him to deliver a really mature performance very, very early in his career.
Are you confident of a Lions victory in this one?
I am, probably more so. Spent a bit of time with Sean O'Brien last night, and he was, he's very coaching now, but he's also a lot closer to playing than I am. And he was just saying, if you look at the quality on the Lions pitch versus the quality that's on the Australians, and even just purely on that, there should be enough there for the Lions to get over the line.
Good stuff. Thank you, Gordon. Good to talk to you. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, guys.
Gordon Darcy there, former Ireland and Lions.
Slightly weak bench is my only worry for the Lions.
It's interesting.
There's no specialist lock, and I just feel like that the finishers might be the only problem for us. I think
Smith's got on there from Marcus Smith, but I wonder if they might have gone with Pollock as a bit of a wild card. I mean, I don't know enough.
We don't know how much injury there is in camp, do we? They've all been playing so much.
I'm sure they'll all get their chances along the way. But anyway, it's live on talkSPORT. On Saturday morning, build up from 10, game starts at 11, and we'll have plenty of fallout and build up, of course, until the game gets underway. The Open is very much underway at Royal Portrush over in Northern Ireland, and we're going to get another update now with Arnold Clark.
The Open Update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Build your own car deal, all with a few clicks.
Rupert Bell rejoins us. How's it going, Rupert?
Well, no threat at the moment to the clubhouse leaders, Jakob Skov Olesen and Haotong Lee, after their excellent 67s. The weather has closed in, but Lee Westwood has just finished with an excellent 69, 2 under par round, agonisingly short with his birdie putt on 18. But that is a really good start for the 52-year-old playing back in the Open. First played in 1995 and was runner-up as well. But a really good start from the veteran Englishman. A couple of Englishmen going along well at 3 under par. Matthew Jordan and Matt Fitzpatrick. Also on that mark is Sadam Kaukanjana, who a couple of years ago became ordained as a Buddhist monk. Well, he's got off to a flying start here because he is 3 under through 7. Scotty Scheffler, well, he's right in the mix already. He, though, has just dropped a shot at 11 to slip back to 1 under par, and that's 3 behind the leaders. And don't forget, you can follow all the action on talkSPORT 2, where we bring you ball-by-ball coverage.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Rupert. Yeah, you can listen to it all unfold on talkSPORT 2, though we will be keeping you updated with our top team at Portrush throughout the afternoon. Yeah. We both watched the first quarter-final last night of Euro 2025.
It was great, really exciting.
It was a very entertaining game. It ebbed and flowed, didn't it?
And I thought Norway would win it at the end there, but great ball in from I can't remember.
It was a header. It was Italy beat Norway, in case you missed it, and if the Lionesses can come through tonight against Sweden, they will take on Italy.
Easy, it's easy for us.
Say easy, Charlie.
Easy run to the final. Easy peasy.
Don't be saying that, Charlie. Lucy Ward's going to join us in a moment. She's out there on commentary duty in Switzerland. Written a very interesting piece today in the Mail.
Yeah, very good piece.
Looking at some of the threats that the Swedes pose. And I think we know they're a strong side, and it won't be easy. But it'd be interesting to get Lucy's take on that as a former player and pundit. And that's all coming up in a moment. You're listening to Hawksbee and Baker on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Download the Toolstation app for fast track delivery on thousands of products. Next stop, Toolstation.
Nearly 2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd are booing as soon as it landed. You can see the pain on Usyk.
This is what I want, and now we're getting it. The big show, and yeah, gonna put it right.
Gets Jabbar going, and now Jabbar's coming back.
Lionesses in action tonight against Sweden.
Excited, yeah.
Two good performances and good wins after that tough start against France. We know a fair bit about the Swedes. Quite a few of their players play in the Premier League here. And there's some good ones.
The captain plays for the London City Lionesses, which is the team that just got promoted from the Championship into the WSL.
Anyway, let's talk about the game now and get the thoughts of Lucy Ward, former Leeds striker, and of course out there on co-commentary duty at the Women's Euros. Hi, Lucy.
Hey, Lucy.
Afternoon, boys. You don't need me. Charlie's an expert now in women's football.
Expert on it, Lucy.
He's drilling down in all the players that are coming up.
I know where they're playing. I know absolutely everything.
Unbelievable.
Seems to be the Sweden team I've got interested in. I don't know why that is, but
see what I mean? Go on, just completely
lowering the tone.
completely blow your creds, Charlie. Let's maybe start with last night. It was, because I think we're all watching it with an eye, maybe being a touch arrogant, thinking we're going to play one of these teams in the semi-final. But it was a really entertaining game because you never. I didn't see. I don't know if you saw. I didn't see that Italian winner coming. Did you? I thought if anybody was going to win, it was going to be Norway.
Yeah, Norway are mad over the last sort of few tournaments. You look at their starting 11 and bench, and they are absolutely unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't click. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's an ego thing, whatever it is, but it just hasn't clicked. And they have, even though they've done all right in the group stage, really it hadn't clicked. And I've done Italy. I did Italy, Portugal, and they've just got something about them, that they're quite happy to win in all sorts of different ways. And in Girelli, they've got, she's nearly as old as me, Girelli, but she is incredible. That she scores some fantastic goals. So she will always put, when you got a goal scorer like that on your team, that you put the ball in the right place, which is what they did for the second goal, then you've always got a chance.
You probably know Gemma Granger because I think she was in and around Leeds at one point. She's the Norway coach. You've said that they've done this before, but does she survive this, you think? Because they would have been expected to go through, wouldn't they, last night?
Yeah. I think there's lots going on. I don't think, not particularly her sort of issues. Gemma's a good coach. She's, she was at Leeds when I was there quite a few years ago. But, it's difficult. I don't think it's the easiest group of players to manage. But, they should be in. This was really an easier route for Norway to get to the semi-final. I'm not saying they get to the final, but this was quite an easy side of the draw for them to get to the semi-finals, and they haven't made it. And we know how ruthless football is.
Absolutely.
You said in your piece in the Mail, really great, Lucy, you're saying you think we're susceptible to pace down the wings, which is what France did to us, and it's actually what we seemed to do to Wales, was send Lauren James down the wing. And how do you think we'll combat that tonight?
Yeah, it's Ritten Kaneryd who plays on the right hand side for Sweden, who has been incredible. I think what we don't have. When we played France, they had so much athleticism in the central midfield, and that's where the game was won. And obviously they got the ball out wide, they've got good wingers getting the ball in the box. England didn't play particularly well. They sort of put that right since. So the only sort of thing I would say about England is on losses of possession. So when they lose possession, they don't protect the goal as well as they probably should do, and they put the centre-backs under pressure, particularly if you're playing against quite really athletic centre midfielders like we did against France.
Blackstenius is a worry, isn't she? We know she's capable of, and she's going to be a real threat. Defensively, in a way that, they've rejigged the defence since, but we just weren't quite on it at times against France, and we can't offer up the opportunities we offered them against Blackstenius, really, can we?
No, because once Blackstenius gets away from you as a centre back, she's very difficult. She's got that little bit of acceleration, and she's strong. We saw that in the Champions League final, and also Sweden, probably the best defensive side in the Euros at the moment. They always go under the radar. Sweden, they get to semi-finals. They might not always win, but they're always consistently excellent. And there's no frills. They're functional, but they've got pace in the wide areas and pace as the nine. So it is an issue. But you look at what England have done in the game since against the Netherlands and against Wales, and we've got goals all over the place, and I think that is some, anybody can score a goal, and I think we've shown that versus Wales, and obviously the performance versus Netherlands was really, really good, and the exact opposite to the performance against France.
And we've got
great for Russo to get on the score sheet the other night, because she's been doing a lot of assists, but she couldn't seem to score one, but great the other night. Yeah. Be good for her.
She's been one of the best players, Charlie. I think Russo. I mean, but as a number 9, you always sort of judged on your goals and the assists that she had. We talk about Hannah Hampton's pass for that goal, but equally important was the fact that Russo allowed that pass to and ran onto it rather than just taking a touch and holding it up. And obviously the pass was that good. So she's been brilliant, Russo. So I'm glad she got on the score sheet, and that's what we want from the number 9. She's growing into one of the best centre forwards in the world.
And just finally away from tonight, Lucy, it's a historic day for women's football in this country. We've had in the world, we've had the first £1 million women's footballer then move from Arsenal, to Arsenal for Olivia Smith. And it's a bit of a landmark, that, isn't it?
That's honestly incredible. About £1 million lira, I think I changed hands for back in the day. But yeah, I mean, if you'd have told me that would have ever happened in women's football, I would have probably said you were a little bit silly. But yeah, it's great because it's about raising the profile. These players. I mean, these clubs have got a lot of money. The men's club, so it's a drop in the ocean there, but it's very, very significant from a women's football point of view. And she's a good player, and she's got room to grow. I mean, I think Liverpool paid a sort of like 200 odd grand for her, which is a lot for Liverpool in the WSL last season. So, they've made a little bit of money back.
That Arsenal squad's looking strong now with a lot of the England team in there. Chloe Kelly's just joined permanently, isn't she?
Yeah.
You've got to look at them for next season's WSL, I would have thought.
Yeah, because the chasing Chelsea and the Chelsea did very well, but Chelsea will have looked at Arsenal win the Champions League and gone, hang on a minute, we've tried to do that for the last few seasons. Emma Hayes didn't manage it. It was tough to do, but they really performed. So the next thing now is building on it. Can you win the WSL? Can you take it back off Chelsea? Because they're the really dominant force in English football at the moment.
Enjoy the game tonight, Lucy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Lucy.
Cheers, boys.
All the best. There we are. There's Lucy Waldhead, former lead striker and out doing co-coms at Euro 2025. So we'll bring you that one live tonight.
Andy Warhol in one. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. What kicked this off?
Henrik Stenzel.
I said Henrik Stenson. You said Henrik Stenzel.
And then we had,
Shane Lowry.
Drawdon Spieth. That's nice. Shane Lowry. We've had all sorts.
We've had the lot.
Dush Sheik Johnson. Not quite sure that works. Liver sausage Larry. See you at the birthday spread later on.
Yes. Anyway. Thank you for all of those.
Scotty Sketchler. We can move on.
We may have exhausted them. We're going to be talking about more VAR. Just what we all want. More VAR. That's the good news. We'll be at Wembley with Gareth A. Davies, head of the big fight at the weekend, live on talkSPORT, and lots more besides.
So now we know how Andy Farrell's team will look for the opening Lions test. It's all now a question of how do they perform. talkSPORT's Lions pundit Ben Kay reckons the team's suboptimal performances against the Brumbies and the Waratahs may actually help them on Saturday.
Sometimes you need that pressure and fear of losing to bring the best out of you. So I think he'll be happy with where they are going into this weekend. And I certainly, looking at the Wallabies side, would make the Lions favourites.
The first test is on Saturday morning and it's live on talkSPORT. Aston Villa are considering a double swoop for Premier League outcasts. Alejandro Garnacho is one of the names mooted at Villa Park, as is Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. Here's talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery.
Meanwhile, Arsenal women have confirmed they've signed the world's first £1 million player. 20-year-old Olivia Smith joins from Liverpool. Last year, Chelsea made Naomi Gurma the first $1 million player. For all the latest transfer news, head to our live blog at talksport.com. More powers to VAR? Well, football lawmakers are apparently going to look into it. IFAB are going to explore the technology, possibly covering corner kicks and second yellow cards. And if the changes are agreed on, they'll be in place before next year's World Cup. And ahead of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk on Saturday, former two-weight world champion Carl Frampton has told talkSPORT Dubois' best chances of winning will be in the first half.
I think he needs to start fast as well, and he definitely has a chance. Look, he's fighting an all-time great, in my opinion, and Alexander Usyk, who is the favourite, but Daniel's a better fighter than the one we seen when they fought the first time in Poland. But for me, I've just given up betting against Usyk.
talkSPORT will bring you live commentary of the fight this Saturday with build-up beginning from 6 p.m. And today, don't forget to tune in to talkSPORT 2 for live commentary of the Open.
Good afternoon, it is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're in the second hour of the show. We'll head off to Wembley and we'll hear from Gareth A. Davis at Fight Night fame, of course, part of our team, bringing you Daniel Dubois versus Alexander Usyk 2. It's their press conference day today, and Gareth will be joining us for a chat. Also, the fight between Ben and Eubank, the second fight, is looking in jeopardy. Apparently, we'll try and get to the bottom of what's going on there. Sean Wayne's going to join us, the England Rugby League coach, for a bit of a chat. We're just with 99 days to go now until the Ashes.
100 yesterday. So.
And Will Pugh picking up some of the big stories of the day, transfer-wise. He's from The Sun. And we will simulcast Shambo McIntyre and Justin Rose teeing off, as we will Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas a little bit later on, regular updates from the Open. But news emerging today, there could be a pretty fundamental change to the laws of the game around penalties. Also, possible more VAR involvement in decisions
in
at the moment.
Corners and yellow cards and red cards and all.
Well, it's around second yellows and corners being given when they shouldn't. Good thing or a bad thing? Let's ask ESPN very own Dale Johnson what he thinks. Good afternoon, Dale.
Hello, Dale.
Afternoon, guys. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Charlie spent 5 minutes today before the show looking at personalised number plates.
Yes.
Hoping he could find you Mr. VAR.
Mr. VAR. We've discussed it before.
Did you find it? That's the question.
You can get Mr. VO4AR, I think you can get, for £499, Dale, which I'm going to suggest we crowdfund.
Yeah.
From H&J listeners.
I think I'll be absolutely fine without that one.
If you've got MRVAR on an old banger, we might be prepared to buy it off you. Although I imagine Kalina or David Ellery's got it. They wear it proudly on their Bentleys.
More VAR, Dale. Is this a good thing for you? It is.
Well, I think there's quite a strong lobby in terms of the second yellow card leading to a red one, because obviously we see quite a few times players get sent off incorrectly for receiving second yellow card leading to a red. But the problem is in all these things is that you've got to think of the wider scope of it. If you're looking at a second red card, a second yellow that leads to a red, then logically you've also got to look at a second yellow card that hasn't led to a red that should have done.
Yeah.
And then when you've got like a raft of players that are on yellow cards and there are tackles flying in, then that technically means you're going to have more checks by the VAR because you're going to have to check for these second yellow cards every time. So while I think there's merit in that, I don't think it's likely to happen. I think it would make the scope of VAR, which, as we already know, is wide enough, even wider. And I think there are some things that we're going to have to accept that VAR can't catch.
Yeah.
I think second yellow cards, I mean, one of them, and even worse, is corners. And I think corners is much less likely to happen. I mean, the number of times that there are incorrect corners is very small, and the number of times that they would lead to a goal is even less. Now, similar to what I just said before, if you are going to start checking incorrect corners, then you're going to have to go to check incorrect goal kicks. Because if that's the case, you can't just do one of them. You're going to have to do both of them to make it fair on that front. So there's a very strong lobby on the red and yellow cards one, less of a lobby on the corners. But this has been part of an IFAB sort of consultation for the last 2 years, because obviously it's been nearly 10 years since VAR came in. So now it's just a case of they're looking at everything about it and what do the stakeholders feel could be changed or might be tweaked, etc., etc. And these are just two of the things that people have suggested.
I feel pretty conflicted about it, Dale, because there are times when you're sawn off by one of those decisions where it came off the attacker last. It shouldn't have been a corner. The team score. It's annoying. Or you get a player that maybe shouldn't have got a second yellow card.
Yeah.
But then you weigh that up against the time all that will take. There'll be more stop-start.
And where do we stop after that? Where do we go to the ball was moving slightly? Do we go to someone was 9 metres in front of the roll rather than 9.5? I mean, you just keep encroaching further and further into different things where you could rule out a goal, when really you've got to have a limit at some point if there's any possibility that VAR improves in terms of the perception people have of it.
It's not what it's for, is it? That's the
exactly.
The problem.
It's not supposed to be pedantic. We know it is, but it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. You've watched this all unfold, and we've spoke to you a lot about it over the last couple of years or so. I mean, do you despair sometimes? Because you know so much about it. Do you think it could work so much better than it actually does?
I mean, there's got to be a better way, really. I mean, I think there's got to be better trials of the challenge system. There are issues with that for me, though. I think, obviously, at the moment, you've got the referee going to the monitor with the advice of a fellow referee saying you might have got this wrong. If you send a referee to the monitor because a manager has challenged the decision, then he goes to that monitor with a different mindset of, well, I can't have got this wrong, if you know what I mean. So that doesn't necessarily mean we will get better outcomes, but we won't know if we're getting better outcomes if we don't trial that to see if it brings them. But yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm watching Premier League games, watching European games, whatever, and you see a check going on, that may be going on for far too long when it's obvious what the outcome should be. Or the opposite is when you see that you can see that they're going to come to the wrong decision, and you can see on the replays why they're getting it wrong, but they still get it wrong. And this is the overarching issue with VAR is people want to get better decisions for their team, but not at the expense of what they're getting right now, which is long delays and still wrong decisions. So the question is the cost benefit good enough for the fans? And right now it definitely isn't. We
in Super League and Rugby League, they've got this captain's challenge system that they've brought in, and we've been speaking to a few captains along the way and asking how they're getting on with it. And I think so far, I mean, this was a few weeks ago since we last asked one of the skippers, but the refs were winning. I mean, basically where they went back and the decision was challenged and they looked at it again, it was seen that the ref's decision was right. And so it would be interesting, a challenge system, whether from captains or coaches, or sort of, a flag system or whatever, would be interesting.
I've also got the football video support, which has been approved to go into the laws, which is going to be used in the competitions with less cameras and less resources, which is basically a challenge system. And when that was going through the initial trials, one of the major issues was people were just challenging everything, and it was clearly never going to be overturned by the referee. Now, obviously, people will learn, people will get experience.
There has to be a limit to the amount of challenges.
Exactly,
like cricket, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Absolutely,
Yeah. But the penalty situation is an interesting one. I mean, we have all these issues around encroachment, and they've decided maybe one way to get around that is that you have one tilt. If the keeper saves it, that's it.
Well, like in a penalty shootout, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And would that be true of the ball hitting the post as well, Dale?
Absolutely, yeah. It's one shot, and it's either a goal kick or it's ball out of play, etc., etc. So. This has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
This was in a 2017 IFAB document called Play Fair Strategy. And within that document, there are a lot of things that have actually come onto the law. There is dropped ball if the ball hits a referee. There's subs leaving the nearest point of the pitch. There's yellow and red cards for the coaches, the ABBA penalty trial. There's also the ball not having to leave the penalty area. So this is just one of many things that were brought in. There are a few that haven't. So we've got the one we're talking about, the penalty. They're linking the stadium clock to the referee's watch. Self-passing to yourself at a free kick or a throw-in, so you can just take it to yourself and run with the ball. A penalty kick if the keeper handles a back pass, or a goal is awarded if someone stops the ball going in with their hand, so you don't get a penalty, you just get the automatic goal. There's been lots of these things, but this one keeps coming round, and it's especially backed by Pierluigi Collina, who's the head of referees. He only said in February that this is the one thing that he keeps lobbying for, because he feels that you basically get a 75% chance of a goal from what might be a 10% chance of a goal from the original move. But you not only get that 75% chance, you can miss and get another chance to score. So he feels that the benefit you get from that first penalty is enough to warrant the punishment. And if you're getting a second chance or maybe third chance to shoot from that original penalty, then it's not fair on the goalkeeper and it doesn't match up to the offence. So I think there's a lot of merit in that. I think
also at grassroots level, that is very enforceable, isn't it, as well? Because encroachment and that sort of thing at grassroots level on a Sunday morning is pretty impossible to police. But yeah, I don't mind it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, it's very rare IFAB come up with something I think is a good idea, but I haven't got a problem with this one, Dale.
It'd be interesting to see if they do decide to talk about this. And they have two meetings, one in December, one in March. The December one, they basically decide what they're going to do, and then they have another meeting to confirm what they're going to do. So we'll probably hear something more in November, December time, if it's something that is going to go forward, whether they're going to trial it first or whether they're going to do what they did with the goalkeeper holding onto the ball thing, which is bring it straight in. So we'll see what's going to happen later in the year.
Excellent. Thank you, Dale. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Dale.
Great chat. Speak to you again soon.
Dale Johnson there, Mr. VAR. Oh, no, we haven't got the number plate.
No one's sent any money.
From ESPN. I take it the boss of ESPN has got ESPN 1. But he's American, I guess. But it's slightly different, isn't it? So we won't conjecture on that for too long. But interestingly, what the listeners think of that. The idea then, the penalty laws changing. So it's their basic...
Matt, the Watford fan, says Troy Deeney's goal in the playoffs against Leicester would not be possible with the new rule.
No, that's right.
It would be, the ball goes dead the moment it's kicked.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure,
because it comes off the bar at one end, and then point, Troy goes out the other end and scores.
Which was exciting.
Yeah.
That sort of scramble is exciting.
How often does that happen?
That doesn't happen.
Compared with encroachment and you probably wouldn't have that issue of retakes, which can be very annoying in pens. It would simplify it. And, maybe you should only, once you get a pen, especially these days when pens are awarded quite often far more cheaply than they used to be.
Yeah, it gives the keeper a little bit more as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
They've just got to stop it once.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you think. talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TSH and J. You've probably thought of a very good reason why it's a terrible idea, and we'll end up agreeing with you in 5 minutes. But it's time to get another update now on the Open at Royal Portrush with Arnold Clark.
The Open Update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed.
Gabby Partington joins us, and she has introduced Rupert Bell today to dates with peanut butter on them, and they weren't a massive success, Gabby, by the look of it.
No, he saw the Mejdal dates and he knew the name of them, and he was like, "Oh, Mejdals!" And then he saw me scoop a bit of peanut butter, and he was like, "What on earth are you doing?"
Oh yeah, it's good impression. Good impression.
I know. Do you know what? He makes my accent sound extra common by sitting next to him every day.
Yeah,
It's not good.
He puts it on.
He does, yeah.
He puts it on.
He's from, I said he puts the Royal in Royal Port Rush.
He's from Bow originally.
Is
He
he?
works as a market trader. Anyway, what's happening, Gabby, at the Open?
Well, firstly, we've got to talk about the weather, being a Brit and all. It's taken a turn for the worse, rain going sideways, but the Gulf is definitely keeping the spirits alive here. No changes at the very top, and it may come as a bit of a surprise that Jakob Skov-Olesen, who was actually only an amateur last year, he leads the charge alongside Hao Tong Li of China after an impressive 4 under 67. We've got to talk about both the Matts in Matt Fitzpatrick and Matt Jordan. Going nicely, still one off the lead. And their fellow compatriot in Lee Westwood. And you remember he made his Open debut about 30 years ago, and he's showing us he's still got it as he's in the clubhouse after a beautiful round of 69. And I've got to keep talking about the Englishman. And yet another one, the West Country boy in Laurie Cantor, who bounced back with an eagle on 4 and sits now tied for 11th. Alongside some pretty big names, including the world #1 in Scotty Scheffler and the 2019 champion here, of course, in Shane Lowry, to name a few. Some other big names yet to approach the first tee. Rory McIlroy, he'll be out in about an hour. The home fans obviously eagerly awaiting his arrival. And still plenty more golf to be played. And you guys, well, you can also catch all of the live action on talkSPORT too.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gabby. Back to Gabby and the team a little bit later on. Keep you updated. As we said, we'll be there for a little simulcast of some of the tests a little bit later on.
Very nice.
Key ones this afternoon.
Cameron says it's the biggest sport in the world for a reason. Just leave the game alone.
Yeah, well, in that case, we just strip it all back, Cameron. I know what you mean. That's what we really need to do. But
Can I introduce you to the National League South, Cameron?
Yeah. Honestly, it's a joy to watch non-league football. Don't forget you can hear the Open over on talkSPORT too. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. Get thousands of products delivered to you with Fast Track on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation. Gareth A. Davis live from Wembley. It's the Usyk Dubois press conference today.
Nearly 2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd
what I want, and now we're getting it on the big show, and gonna put it right.
Gets Dubois going, and now Dubois coming back.
We bring you live boxing Saturday night here on talkSPORT. Daniel Dubois gets another guy, Alexander Usyk. Controversially lost the first one, more controversially for some than others. Daniel joined Danny Kelly and Simon Jordan live from Wembley earlier today, ahead of that huge fight with Usyk on talkSPORT and DAZN. And he believes he's an even stronger fighter now than when he beat Anthony Joshua.
Same mindset, but different. I'm on a different level now. I'm different, kettle of fish now. I'm just, up there now. So, same mindset though. Demolition job on him.
Have you taken a lot of confidence from? I mean, we ran nearly 2 years ago to the day. We were out in Poland. We saw what happened. The controversy: was it low? Was it not low? We've all got our own opinions on that, but that's now gone.
Yeah.
Did you take confidence from that fight now going into this one? Because that's a question that a lot of people are asking.
No, I feel like a total new fighter. I'm confident in myself and what I've done over the last couple of fights. So not even just that, I know I've grown. This is my chance to, write my name in stone. This is legacy building fights. This is history.
I think he must have got an awful lot of confidence from the Anthony Joshua fight. Huge arena, beating the guy when he wasn't expected to in that manner
as well.
Gareth A. Davis is in situ. He's part of our top team, of course. Fight Night and Telegraph Boxing. Right. Good afternoon, Gareth.
Hi, Gareth.
Afternoon, Paul. Afternoon, Charlie. Just listening to that, Spencer Oliver talking to Daniel Dubois, who stood here where I am, looking out onto the pitch when White and Jordan and Kelly were having their show here from this box earlier. Do you know he contemplated the pitch for about 25 minutes? We've taken video of him doing it. We've taken photographs. He was like he was concentrating on the belts earlier in the week. He was concentrating on the pitch today and thinking about walking out in 48 hours time. Listen, I haven't drunk the Kool-Aid like Spencer Oliver, and I don't think that Alexander Usyk is faded and Dubois walks through him and knocks him out this time. I'm still backing Alexander Usyk. Famous last words: to win, meet him in the middle early, demoralise and nullify Daniel Dubois, and then win down the stretch and maybe even stop him. But there's no doubt, as you rightly pointed out, that there is a confidence that is oozing out of Daniel Dubois, and we saw it earlier, just now really, as they faced off in the Great Hall here at the press conference.
It's not tipped into overconfidence, is it, you sense?
No, he's not an overconfident kind of guy. Don Charles, Kieran Farrell, his father Stan, Spencer knows this, we've both been up to the farm, to the training camp. His confidence is it's at exactly the right level.
Right.
It's at the level where they call him the Kingslayer. They look at the arch every day of Wembley from the farm up in Boreham Woods. They tell him, and he knows that he's capable of doing it. But what he needs to do is go hard with pressure early on, do what people were talking about earlier on, where Joseph Parker mentioned it on the show earlier today, Dave Allen mentioned it on the show earlier today, all these heavyweights. The way to beat Alexander Usyk, and Derek Chisora did it in only Usyk's second heavyweight fight, is to fight him with educated pressure, to always keep coming forward. But the danger for Daniel is Usyk jumps into the space as well and uses his footwork and his angles from the southpaw stance to counterpunch him. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Either man could win this, there's no doubt about it. But I just feel that what I've seen from Usyk over the last 5-6 years as a heavyweight, I don't think he's going to get beaten.
What I think it is with Dubois, we've interviewed him on this show a few times, Gareth, and I'm sure you've interviewed him a lot of times. He's authentic. He's not putting that confidence on. He's grown up as a boxer. He's matured as a man. And what you're seeing now is an authentic confidence.
He's 27 years old. From the age of 7, his father homeschooled him and groomed him to be a heavyweight boxing champion. He had him doing press-ups for 2 hours at the age of 10. He set the Guinness World Records. He revealed to me recently there were 5 hours of press-ups at some point. Try doing them for 5 minutes, Charlie Baker.
Wow,
Don't do them now for 5 minutes
for
the rest of this segment. Yeah. I think the studio's too small to do
It
that,
is,
frankly.
it is,
But
it is.
but imagine doing those press-ups. And I asked him, was your dad cruel to you? They used to have to do runs around the estate. The police were even called on Stan the father at some point because neighbours thought that he was punishing his kids too much. But Daniel said, no, I needed to go through it. I didn't know how tough it was at the time. He has been, as I say, brought up in just basically within boxing. That's what he does best. He's not like his 12-year-old brother Solomon, who's fluent in Chinese, plays the cello and the saxophone, who's up in camp with him as well, and also says, by the way, just wants to be a boxing world champion. Daniel has been bred to do this. This could be his moment. I could be completely wrong. This could be the perfect timing for Daniel, which is what Frank Warren's saying. That was a dress rehearsal 2 years ago. It didn't go right for him. They know he'll go to the body again this time of Alexander Usyk. And the big dress rehearsal was behind me back last September when he absolutely eviscerated Anthony Joshua in 5 rounds.
Just a quick one on the other big story of the day. I'm sure there's been a bit of a buzz about it. Conor Eubank versus Chris Eubank Jr., which was scheduled for sort of 20th of September. Looks like it could be off. So what's happened, Gareth?
Well, Turkey Al Sheikh has withdrawn Riyadh Season and Ring Magazine money, which means that when you think that he put up, we believe, reportedly 20 million for the first fight, which made it a huge occasion at the mighty Spurs, of course, Paul. And the fact that Chris Eubank is being maybe antagonistic in terms of not signing the contract, and they're looking, I think, at Shakur Stevenson coming up 2 weight divisions. Eddie Hearn talked about it on air yesterday, coming up 2 weight divisions to fight Conor Benn. That's another enormous fight. And they're saying, well, all right, Eubank, if you're going to be difficult, forget it then. We don't need that. We'll have Shakur Stevenson, who's top 10 pound for pound in the world, coming up 2 weight divisions from lightweight to face Conor Benn at welterweight. Gentlemen, if that happens here, that is an enormous, just as big a fight for September the 20th as Benn and Eubank.
Interesting. Gareth, we'll let you go. Thanks very
Gareth.
much.
Always a pleasure.
Gareth.
Cheers, legends.
Thank you, Gareth. Gareth A. Davis at Wembley there. British heavyweight Dave Allen will be part of our expert boxing team. Going to keep you up to date with all the action from fight week right through to the final. Yeah, he loves his pork belly, doesn't he? It's all part of a supersonic Saturday. With the Open, the first test between Australia and the Lions, the World Match Play darts from Blackpool and Germany v France at Euro 2025, all live on the talkSPORT network. So download the talkSPORT app. That's the easiest way, and have it all at your fingertips. Sean Wayne's going to join us, England Rugby League coach, for a bit of a chat in a few moments' time. Those ex-Wigan players have excelled, I'd say, in coaching, haven't they?
They really
Along with
have,
Andy Farrell.
You were just saying, yeah.
We'll touch on that with Sean as we count down to the Ashes series later this year, where the Aussies heading over. And we'll be back at the Open, and we'll talk transfers in the next half hour.
There's no space for Owen Farrell or Henry Pollock in the squad for the first Lions test this weekend. Tom Curry's been preferred to Jack Morgan at flanker, and there are no Welsh players in the team for the first time since 1899. Andy Farrell spoke earlier and says experience played a part in his decision.
You obviously take into consideration a lot of things, obviously form, but a big part of that as well is big match temperament, and I think we've got a good few of those in the starting lineup.
That first test is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning. It's day one of the Open with live commentary currently running on talkSPORT 2. Rory McIlroy tees off at 3 o'clock. Now, it's our understanding that Aston Villa have some Premier League outcasts on their radar. Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson and Man United's Alejandro Garnacho. Speaking about the latter, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, filled us in on what we know.
I think his preference is to stay in the Premier League. He's already rejected the advances of the Saudi Pro League. So I think there certainly is some legs in that one. And then you look at Nicholas Jackson. He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery in Spain.
For more on these stories, head to talksport.com.
Yes, it is Hawksbee and Baker here on talkSPORT. Transfers we'll be discussing later on. We'll head back to the Open, keep you updated as well. And just to let you know, you can download the latest podcast from talkSPORT After the Lights Go Out series. It features the former Newcastle and Sunderland striker Michael Chopra. The dominant theme of the interview is his battle with a chronic gambling addiction, which led him into serious debt. Here he tells Leon McKenzie and Steve Harmison about a particular low point when gangsters showed up at the Ipswich Town training ground demanding money.
I was getting text messages in the morning saying we'd come to the training ground. So when I'm training, I'm looking about. I can't focus, do you know what I mean? There was a guy standing there pretending to get an autograph, and he was telling me, listen, you better get in the club and sort that money out now. Yet in the training ground car park, there was a car full of people that were waiting, do you know what I mean, sort of thing. So I used to go to bed at night. I used to have like chairs pushed up against the door so nobody could get in. If people did get in, then I was sleeping, had like kitchen knives by the side of my bed and that sort of thing. It was talking about my worst experiences and hitting rock bottom. That was probably it.
Yeah, wow, blimey, heavy duty stuff.
Tough. Yeah, very tough.
A reminder: the full After the Lights Go Out interview with Michael Chop was available now from your favourite podcast provider, along with all the other podcasts from the series, including Carl Frampton, James Haskell, and Marcus Stewart. And I think they're available again at the talkSPORT app. So it makes sense to download that for all your live sport.
Paul, yeah.
And yeah, they're very good shows, actually, really interesting chats. So go and check that out. We'll be back to the Open. I said we're gonna join a couple of the guys as they go out for the first time at the tournament, and we'll kick off with Bryson DeChambeau, Robert McIntyre, and Justin Rose a little bit later on. In the meantime,
we were asking Paul, what's the oldest thing in your shed after the a blue Flymo has been sent to the national.
That's kind of the big story of the week, isn't it?
There's a lot of people who are asking for us to carry on with that.
Yeah.
But Steve Baker's moved it on, our friend Steve Baker.
Yeah.
He says the oldest thing found, but it was in the freezer, not the shed. So he's moved it on. He's moved the chat on.
He's developed it, yeah.
Years ago, I was cleaning out my old nan's chest freezer.
Yeah.
Your old nan's chest freezer. That lovely old song.
That was an old musical song. Yeah. Mari Lloyd, I
exactly.
believe. Yeah.
In the bottom, I found a 15-year-old chicken and a 12-year-old gatto.
Right.
He threw them both out. What a shame. You could have gone on TikTok and eaten those. and gone viral in more way than one.
You said
could have been good, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. To get in touch on that or anything else, talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TS H&J. Well, we had guests with us in the studio marking the 100 days till the Aussies are over to play 3 tests in the World of Rugby League.
A welcome return for the Ashes as well, isn't it? You know, it's not been around for a while.
We had Martin Offiah in, Wigan legend. And
did House of Games with Martin Offiah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You beat him, I understand.
Beat him,
I imagine he's
there was no running races involved.
He's quite a competitive man. And the England skipper, George Williams as well, of Warrington, was with us to chat about it. And we can chat now to the England coach.
Very nice.
Sean Wayne. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it was great to see the guys yesterday. Everybody's getting in the mood. With 2 of the tests virtually sold out. Wembley's going well, so it should be cracking atmosphere at all the games.
Yes, it will be fantastic to play in our capital. The first test in an Ashes series is a dream. I never thought I would coach England, and to coach against the Aussies in an Ashes series is fantastic. I'm so happy, and I can't wait. I'm going to make sure that we're really well prepared and make sure it's like a really fierce, aggressive test.
You had a little get together for some of the guys, didn't you? A few weeks back, and we were talking to George about that. We had Owen Trout of Lee the other day, who was chuffed to have been chosen. So did that go well?
Yeah, I'm not sure it did. It was a very brutal chat about where we're at and where the players are at. You know, I want to make sure I've got an headache in September when I pick my 24 players. I want it to be tough, and at the minute, the form of a few players needs to improve. So it was a very straightforward chat about the level of performance where we're at the minute, and I hope the players left with a real idea of how good their game needs to be by the time we get to September.
Yeah, there must be a frustration because you've been doing the job now for a while, having coached at club level. What's the difference? Does it frustrate you at times? You don't get more time with the players, more time to get your ideas across, being an international coach?
No, I love it. I really enjoy it. I'm a very passionate Englishman. I love the town Wigan where I'm from, and I've done that and I've won things, and I've won a few series as an England coach. This is a different level against Australia. So not having time with the players, I work as an England coach. I'm also a director at Wigan. I look after leadership and management down there at Wigan. So I have a great laugh. I've not worked for 30 years. I love the job, what I do, and I love watching and analysing rugby league. You know, just like Gareth did with England, and it's just a fantastic job. I love it. So I'm going to make sure that the players are really, really well prepared. They get lots of information. The way I look at it, when I ring the players in September to inform them whether they're in or not, it won't be a surprise. So they've had weekly feedback on where the form is, and there's no shock when it comes to selection in September.
And you've got boys playing over in the NRL in Australia as well, haven't you? So you'll take it. You'll be keeping in touch with them as well.
Yeah, I'm going to fly out to the NRL over to Sydney and Brisbane and see my players as well, because I want them to have, we've done Zooms with them, so they've had the same information, but I want to go over there, see all the players, do some CPD, me improve as a coach as well, which I always do when I go to Australia. So we're going to leave no stone unturned. The RFL Ballymoor is going to be absolutely fantastic. We're on the upper tier at Wembley. I can't wait for the national anthem to be playing and us ripping into Australia.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Australia have won an unmatched 13 consecutive test series.
Yeah.
In this, I know we've not played it for a while, so
every record's there to be broken.
Exactly, and I think the gap in playing style may have narrowed.
Yeah, I agree. They're a very, very good team. There's no doubt about that, but we are a good team. We've just beat Tonga and Samoa in 2 series, and nobody gave us a chance to win that. We shouldn't have won them test series. on paper, they've got some really, really talented players. But my players, our England players, are very, very patriotic. They're very, very proud. They're very skillful.
Yeah.
And we will be in the history books forever. When we win the Ashes in October, and that's our aim. So that's why I'm so brutal with my information and feedback with the players, because I don't want them to miss this opportunity.
Yeah, Super League side's doing well in the World Club Challenge recently as well. Sean, have you been chatting to your old mate Andy Farrell, your old teammate? He's got a big job on his hands at the weekend, kicking it off.
Yeah, I have. I've had a chat to him. I speak to him quite often, and he's looking forward to Saturday. I've watched all the games of the British line, so we're going to be cheering him on Saturday as well in this first test.
Yeah, fingers crossed they can get a result with it. Plant one on the Aussies before they turn up. That'll be good. So, okay, all the best, Sean. Good to talk to you. Thanks very much.
See you guys. Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
There we are. There's Sean Wayne there. He is the England manager, the England coach.
Yeah.
And, a ticket's still available for Wembley.
And it's the Everton
Everton Stadium and Headingley, the other two games, and they're pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
We'll get you all the details. We'll put it on the group, but you'll be able to get tickets for England versus Australia. That first test, hopefully kick it off with a decent result.
Yeah.
Go and check that out. So, bit of news on the world of football. Manchester United have lodged a new bid of £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons for the Brentford forward Brian Mbeumo. talkSPORT understands there's an optimism on all sides that the latest offer will get the deal done.
Oh, it's been nice and quick, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah,
they've got their business done quickly.
They made an offer about 3 weeks ago. It was turned down. Then they came straight back 3 weeks later with an improved one.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we are. So it looks like that could well be on again because the player wants to go there. And he's made that pretty clear. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. So it's not like you're fighting off other teams, is it?
No, exactly, yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. So there we are. We're going to go back to the Open. Are we going to check in once again? Well, yeah, of course. That's where we're going to join three of the top players as they set off on this year's Open in a few moments' time. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation, delivering as little as 30 minutes with Fast Track. Next stop, Toolstation.
2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd are booing as soon as it landed. You can see the pain on Usyk.
This is what I want, and now we're getting it. It's a big show, and yeah, we're going to put it right.
Gets Dubois going, and now Dubois coming back.
Stop singing, Charlie.
Oh, we're on.
Oh, we're on. Oh, yeah, we're on.
We're on
Don't
air.
worry, Will.
We're on air, Will. You can't swerve
Don't worry,
anything.
Will.
What do you want to swerve,
There's
Will?
nothing professional about this setup. Just start chatting. Don't worry about it.
What are we going to swerve?
Will Pugh has joined us from The Sun. He is the host of the Sun Sport Transfer Exposed podcast and YouTube show. Good afternoon, Will.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
We will definitely be crossing to Royal Portrush to listen to three of our fine players at the tournament tee off. But before we do that, Johan Visser is back in the news. There was a story suggesting that Tottenham were interested. Typically, we're going to do that now. Let's cross back to Royal Portrush. Simulcast commentary for talkSPORT 2.
It's avoided the thick, nasty stuff down the left, and of course, if you go too far left,
The team from England, Justin Rose.
you know you're going to be out of bounds, and there is out of bounds right as well. Many people fancying Justin Rose. What a record at the Open he's got.
Yeah, and rightly so. He's had a great season. Obviously, you know, he pushed Rory McIlroy all the way in Augusta, but you know, Justin is, a model of consistency. You're a model professional. His longevity in the game is fantastic, and he's still able to compete out there and compete right up at the top end of leaderboard. So let's see how he does here as he gets ready to hit his opening tee shot in the 153rd Open Championship. Love that sound, don't we? Straight down the middle. Yeah, he's down to pick up the tee as well. That's a good sign again. Yeah, lovely shot. Just down the left centre of the fairway. And that group stroll off the first tee. Great crowds around that first tee. You can sense the energy now. And these big crowds waiting for Rory. We're going to head for Rupert on the first green.
Well, a chance for another Englishman to make an early impact. Tyrrell Hatton on the first.
That was Justin Rose teeing off. Sounds like he hit a good one, which is good news. That's all live over on talkSPORT 2. Our team are bringing you the Open from Royal Portrush, and we'll check in when Rory gets underway a little bit later on. He's out with Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Thomas in around 20 minutes' time. But Will Pugh is with us from Sun Exposed, Transfer Exposed, and we were just getting into Johan Visser, weren't we? So where are we at with him?
Yes, I mean, this is there's a transfer merry-go-round to end all transfer merry-go-rounds this summer, isn't it? The latest reports coming out saying Newcastle are expected to launch an offer for Visser, given, as some people are reporting, that their interest in Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt has cooled. Tottenham also like the look of Johan Visser, and I wouldn't expect them to go away. Thomas Frank keen to be reunited with him there. But the interesting part of this is obviously this Ekitike situation like bleeds into the Alexander Isak thing, and any suggestion that Newcastle have cooled their interest in Ekitike would suggest very strongly indeed that they are confident of keeping Alexander Isak on the books and batting away Liverpool's £120 million approach. So there's so many different sort of factors at play here, and it's just kind of when the first penny drops. But I think Tottenham fans, and particularly the hierarchy at Tottenham, will be a little bit perturbed to hear the Newcastle fancy Visser as well.
Well, I mean, it's perfect for Brentford. Well, perfect in the sense that you can have a bit of a bidding war, but not quite so perfect that they're losing yet another player. I mean, if you're a Brentford fan, and we spoke to Billy the Bee the other day, he's a big Brentford fan, and he's a podcaster.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's great, Billy.
I mean, I think he trusts the management and their systems, and he says, I know this guy's coming through. He said he was telling us that Jordan Henderson's coming to sort of coach their next great defensive midfielder. So I think he trusts the way they've worked. I suppose you have to as a Brentford fan, because they haven't let you down so far, have they?
It's funny. I remember I was at Thomas Frank's unveiling press conference at Brentford's training ground. There was me plus one other journalist in there and a couple of the cameras. And the Brentford fans then were a bit sort of turning their nose up. Obviously, Dean Smith had just left. He's just coming through the ranks. Are we sure? Look at what he's gone on to do since. You can only have faith in the club. Brentford and Brighton are always heralded, aren't they, as two of the best run clubs in the country. I think there's faith. But you've got, as we've said about Bournemouth as well this summer, you've got to have a cap, and even with Forest, as we were discussing last week, you've got to have a cap, haven't you, on these sort of smaller clubs, forgive me, in just selling all of your big players in one summer, because although you might get a bit more money through the door, you can't afford total league collapse.
Pretty empty training ground when he goes back, couldn't it? You know? Yeah,
but Burmo and Visser, they really won't want to lose those.
They're trying to bring in Amari Hutchinson, aren't they? But there was a clause that meant they could have got him at 35 million, which is now expired. So I don't know what that means.
So what that was, they made the bid in time, but the conditions of the deal, or the structure and the setup of the deal, didn't meet the conditions of the release clause. So they're expected to go back in again. Brentford around just under £40 million. The release clause was 35, but they hadn't understood the conditions properly. They're expected to go in again, and that's very much billed as an Mbeumo replacement. And again, it's just sort of waiting for the first card to fall, and then there'll be a few come after that.
I mean, in losing Frank, and we'll see how well he does at Spurs, but he certainly did very well at Brentford. And what he did was make players better. I mean, Andy Jacobs was saying, he's watched a lot of Brentford, and he's watched those two, Visser and Mbeumo, really flourish. I mean, I'm not just under Frank, I'm sure under his coaches as well, but become much more kind of dead-eyed dicks, guys that can score goals out of nothing. They used to be. He always felt that Mbeumo was a bit of a panicker, but they took that out of his game. I mean, both of them just were. I mean, especially last season, absolutely sensational.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, Ivan Toney before him, of course, they've got an excellent track record down there. Brentford at punching above their weight. I'm sure no Bees fans will be too offended by me saying that. But Mbeumo was streets ahead last season. Brentford were a well set up team, very well drilled. Resolute, tough to beat and tough to break through. But Mbeumo, almost everything going forward was coming through him. I mean, he was clearly sort of streets ahead of the rest. So you expect that one.
And all those penalties as well. If you lose Toney and Mbeumo for the penalties, who's going to take your penalties?
Exactly. I'm sure they'll have someone waiting in the wings. But I think there's the reports just coming out this afternoon suggesting that they're a lot closer to getting that deal done for Mbeumo. Manchester United, I think they've agreed to wriggle up on the fee a little bit, a total bid in the region of around 70 million quid now.
Now, I was saying earlier on, the guys on the group, I think even Marcus Rashford must be sick of reading stories about another club that's come out and know where is he going next.
Interrailing.
It was Juventus this morning. Yeah. I mean, he'd really rack up the air miles if he just checked out the clubs that apparently have wanted to buy him in the last 2 months.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it gets to the stage now where there's a new story out every day, and you just sense, as I think we've discussed before, frozen out of training at the moment, along with 4 other Manchester United players that Amorim and the club hierarchy are desperate to get off the books this summer. And it just feels, with the amount of stories, the volume of stories, and the variety of different clubs who are being linked with Rashford, it just smacks of a bit of desperation from both his camp and particularly Manchester United. There was some interesting stuff I was listening to on talkSPORT the other day suggesting that all of this, it's all very well freezing them out of training to sort of make it clear to the players that they want to leave, but surely it devalues them. And I just think now it's such a buyer's market for these players. They'll just wait right to the end of the window, all the clubs that may be interested, because they know that Manchester United are the ones desperate to get rid of them. The closer it gets to the deadline, the more money Manchester United will be willing to pay, or the higher percentage of these players' wages they'll be willing to pay to get them out the door.
Is there a fee for Rashford?
Well, Manchester United are saying they value him at £40 million, but would accept 20 to 25. No one's and Rashford's, he's got plenty of time left on his deal. A basic wage of around 280,000, which can go up to 350 a week if he hits all his add-ons, which he obviously hasn't for a long time.
And Villa didn't bite, and he went there and had a pretty good spell.
But that's the problem, Charlie, isn't it? He was perfectly fine. He was quite good, I think, is what you'd say at Villa, but he wasn't a standout performer. And for £280,000 a week, most clubs want standout performers.
You've got a sense, haven't you, that we're going to get to the deadline evening in that sort of 10, 11 hour when Jim comes back in. Jim White comes in with Alex Crook. And Jim's going to say, Alex, I'm looking at pictures now from Istanbul Airport, and Marcus has just landed.
He's got
Galatasaray
written all over him.
It could be a Galatasaray loan, it feels a bit.
We reported last week that Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce is very interested. And again, but it just comes down to the same thing. There's lots of managers across Europe who would very much like Marcus Rashford in their team. They're expressing those sentiments, but the hurdle it falls down on is when it comes to the clubs agreeing fees and Rashford's...
Was he friends with McTominay? I can't remember. Him and McTominay, would he go to Napoli?
Go to Napoli again, one of the clubs linked, but they much prefer Alejandro Garnacho, one of the other Manchester United.
He's been linked to a club in the Premier League, and one of his potential teammates could be off to Chelsea before they even played together. We'll tell you more about that because Will's going to stick around, and we'll look at some of the other transfer stories of the day, and we'll head back to the Open to hear Rory get underway as well. That's live over on talkSPORT 2, by the way.
The transfer saga of the summer appears to be centred around Hugo Ekitike. What's the latest? Well, talkSPORT understands Liverpool have tabled a verbal offer of around £70 million. Personal terms are said to have been agreed already. Meanwhile, Villa are considering a double swoop for Premier League outcasts. Alejandro Garnacho is one of the names mooted at Villa Park, as is Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. Here's talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery in Spain. I think I mentioned to you a couple of days ago that there was the possibility of a link-up between those two. And I think Chelsea are open to offers for Nicholas Jackson.
So now we know how Andy Farrell's team will look for the opening Lions test. It's now all a question of how do they perform. talkSPORT's Lions pundit Ben Kay reckons the team's suboptimal performances against the Brumbies and Waratahs may actually help them on Saturday.
Sometimes you need that pressure and fear of losing to bring the best out of you. So I think he'll be happy with where they are going into this weekend. And I certainly, looking at the Wallaby side, would make the Lions favourites.
The first test is on Saturday morning. It's live on talkSPORT. Meanwhile, Arsenal women have confirmed they've signed the world's first £1 million player. 20-year-old Olivia Smith joins from Liverpool. Last year, Chelsea made Naomi Gurma the first $1 million player. For all the latest transfer news, head to our live blog at talksport.com. Ahead of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk on Saturday, former 2-weight world champion Carl Frampton has told talkSPORT Dubois' best chance of winning will be in the first half of the fight.
I think he needs to start fast as well, and he definitely has a chance. Look, he's fighting an all-time great, in my opinion, and Alexander Usyk, who is the favourite, but Daniel's a better fighter than the one we seen when they fought the first time in Poland.
talkSPORT will bring you live commentary of the fight this Saturday, with the build-up beginning from 6 p.m. And don't forget to tune into talkSPORT 2 for live commentary of the Open throughout the day.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT, where we will be returning to the Open at Royal Portrush to hear Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas tee off. It's live over on talkSPORT 2, and we'll join the gang to bring you that here on talkSPORT. We'll be chatting to Stephen Knight of Peaky Blinders fame, big Birmingham City fan, new documentary about Birmingham City.
Good. Well, the trailer looks good.
Under Tom Brady, not the first Brady that's gone through Birmingham City, but there we are. But yeah, Tom Brady, we're going to be talking about his time so far at the club, and we'll have a birthday spread for you a little bit later on as well. But Will Pugh has stuck around from the Sun. Will is host of the Sun Sport Transfer Exposed. It's a show, isn't it?
YouTube show, podcast, yeah. Sunsport YouTube channel is
indeed,
where you want to get it. You get to see my face then as well.
Oh, that's nice. Other than that, it's great. So, your paper, big splash on the back. It said "Pluck Rogers." If you're listening in medium wave, yes, because Morgan Rogers, Chelsea, showing an interest.
That's it. Yep, he's been made Chelsea's top summer target, having signed the vast majority of their others. They've had about 54 top summer targets this summer at Chelsea and signed most of them. But he's valued at around 80 million quid from Villa. That interest has been there for an awfully long time in Rogers at Chelsea. There's a real sense that as many players as they've got, A, that they're going to get some off the books, but B, that he would come straight into their team. It would send their spending for the summer beyond about £200 million. And Aston Villa in a precarious PSR position. Obviously, the women's team situations help that slightly, but they still do need to get players off the books. I think he was signed for about 11 million quid, Rogers, so 80 million would represent.
I take it Borough have got a decent sell on within that. So they'd probably see a bit of money from that, won't they?
Yeah, most of the sort of lower ranked teams would make sure they get one of those into most deals. So I imagine they'll get a penny or two out of that one. But this is particularly interesting because Aston Villa, particularly talking of players Chelsea might want to get off the books, Aston Villa really like Unai Emery in particular likes Nicholas Jackson an awful lot. They worked together at Villarreal. Emery gave him his pro debut about 4 years ago or so. Now that was, and Jackson in a recent interview said he owes Emery everything. He taught me everything I know. So there's a real sense at the moment that if that deal could work for both parties, particularly from a PSR point of view. It won't be a swap because it benefits clubs when they do separate transactions. But the sense is that if Villa do make an official approach approach for Jackson and make a bid for him, that Chelsea will respond immediately with one of their own for Rodgers.
What did Chelsea pay for Jackson, do we know? I was just trying to look at that now, actually. How much?
We'll have a guess. Well,
it was 32 million pounds.
Yeah.
And he's shown glimpses. I know he was frustrating Andy a lot of times, but then, when he's at it, he's a good player. But there was a suggestion that they might be looking for £100 million.
That's what's been quoted. Yeah,
really,
exactly that. Yeah, that's the sort of the noises coming out of Chelsea at the moment. To be fair to Jackson, he's 24 years of age. His contract expires in 2033. So he's got an awfully long time left on it. Lots of the time, well, almost all the time, the transfer values are of course based on the amount of time left on contracts. But I mean, 13 goals, 6 assists in all competitions in 37 appearances last season. People are talking about Chelsea, and quite understandably, for the title this season. No one knows what effect the Club World Cup will have on their ability in the league. But Nicholas Jackson, and I always say this sort of thing, Nicholas Jackson, if you ask any football fans, as good as he is in flashes, is he at the level of a Premier League winning striker? A striker who's going to win them the Premier League? I think most football fans, certainly most Chelsea fans, say no. They've tried to improve with Delap. João Pedro's come in and hit the ground running. He might be looking at third choice centre forward at Chelsea this season.
So this is when we see Chelsea's sort of transfer tactic of buying young players and putting them on long contracts. It's interesting now they've got to get some off the books. How that's going to go? Go on, Paul.
It's okay. We're just watching Tommy Fleetwood getting ready to get underway at the Open. He's having a chat with Rory. He's just about getting away. Justin Thomas is there on the first tee. So let's cross to our team. This is happening live over on talkSPORT 2. We just do a quick simulcast with our guys.
Brilliant shots. Morikawa, who's not had his best form today, sends this up in the air down the left-hand side, hoping to drift it in towards the pin. He's hit one of his best shots of the day, and that, for Colin Morikawa, is absolutely fabulous. Those are 3 shots that probably won't get bettered as a group for the entire first round.
OK, thank you, Rob. And from Rob and Ramey to Rupert.
Well, we were just watching Russell Henley. He was very unlucky with his approach shot into the second, Brendan, and they got a horrible lie in the rough to the back left of the green.
Yeah, and then got a little unlucky with his third shot as well. Rupert just landed on one of those knobs there and just kicked the wrong way. He's going to have somewhere in that 20-foot range now for birdie, but Tyrrell Hatton, his playing partner, is actually in a pretty good spot, but I think Minwoo Lee will be first with his 4th shot now.
Well, Minwoo Lee's had his problems not only on the first, but he did on this second. Found the rough on the left-hand side. Went with it in the rough. He decided, well, I'll have a crack at going for the green, but actually found a bunker. But we'll come back here for Hatton's eagle chance in a few moments. But Marcus.
Yeah, it takes a lot to trump an eagle opportunity, but Rory McIlroy is standing on the first tee. It is that moment, Harry, for the 2014 champion.
It is, yeah, unbelievable ovation there on the first tee, iron in hand, as he just takes one last look out from underneath that baseball hat, down the fairway. Come on, Rory, let's stripe one down the middle. Yeah, looks good. It is going a little bit left again. It's in the rough down the left-hand side, but it's okay. We can see it.
Yes, it's in the rough, but it's not out of bounds. Straight back to Rupert.
Got a chance here for Tyrrell Hatton. He missed a birdie chance on the first from about 12 feet. But, Brendan, is this a makeable chip from the left-hand side here on 2?
It is, Rupert. He's going to have to stun it into this bank and let it bounce forward. Does exactly that. Climbs up aboard. Just breaks a little bit, but that's within 6 feet.
Well, a chance, though, for a birdie for Tyrrell Hatton to move into red numbers. So, Marcus.
Thank you, Rupert. Justin Thomas's tee shot at the first.
Yeah, Justin Thomas taking something less than driver. Looks like some kind of fairway wood here for his opening tee shot. Just settling over the ball now. Justin Thomas tees it up on the left-hand side, and that's slightly going down the right-hand side. Just needs to avoid that bunker down there on the right-hand side, but looks like it's going to come up just shy of that bunker. Yeah, good position there from Justin Thomas, safely in the fairway.
And the third member of this group is the supremely popular Tommy Fleetwood. Was in the mix 6 years ago, so nearly won the Travellers a few weeks ago. This is 11th appearance at the Open Championship. The familiar look, decked out in blue. Over the ball now, looking to make an instant mark.
Yeah, Tommy, hugely popular in this part of the world. Perfectly suited to links golf. Look at that for a low little ball flight, chasing one down the fairway here on the first. Beautiful shot as it scampers right down the middle of that first fairway. And we'll hand over to you, Remy.
Thank you, Harry. We have a birdie putt here from Shane Larry from the right-hand side.
There we are. So that's how it's all unfolding over on talkSPORT 2. We're right across it, covering all the big moments and still players to go out still today. So go and check it out live on talkSPORT 2 today and throughout the weekend. Will Pugh's been with us, and I'm just thinking, well, there might be one more. Is there any? We were talking about Garnacho, Villa as a possibility.
Yeah.
And we were saying earlier on to Dion Dublin, that doesn't feel in many ways a bad fit.
No, I think Manchester, of those outcasts at Manchester United at the moment, as we've mentioned, Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, Malacia. I think you put Garnacho in there as well. I think he's the best player of all of those. I think Manchester United's desire to get him off the books is as much. Obviously, it's an attitude thing. There's been the rumoured fallout with Ruben Amorim, but I think he represents pure profit from a PSR scale because he counts as homegrown. So if you get 50 million quid for him, it's sort of double bubble for Manchester United. But I feel like that works. I think that's a nice fit. The only thing I think the main issue would be him and his desire, whether he's willing to not play Champions League football for a season, and whether he thinks, and this is not coming from me, not disparaging towards Villa, whether he would consider that too much of a step down, perhaps.
Yeah, that's true. He may have, he may fancy going abroad to Spain, or it's just been all this talk about Napoli, but nothing's quite happened.
Just playing in the Champions League, basically.
Yeah.
Not that he's been doing that in Manchester United, of course.
No, that is true. Thank you, Will. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Will. Pleasure.
Where can people find? Just tell us where they can find Sunsport Transfer Exposed.
Just go. I mean, you can listen to it as a podcast, but go to the Sunsport YouTube channel and you'll find the Transfers Exposed playlist over there and all the latest episodes.
Excellent.
Nice.
We'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks a lot.
When they'll still be working on the Mbumo money, no doubt. All right, I've got these magic beans. Thank you, Will. Stephen Knight's going to join us for a chat of Peaky Blinders fame. He's executive producer of a new documentary, which we're going to see in August, and it's around his beloved Birmingham City and Tom Brady's involvement. And it wasn't a bad time to go in there, was it? Really,
no,
things worked out ultimately for the better. So we'll be chatting with Stephen for a bit of a chat in a few moments' time. We're here with Toolstation. You can get fast track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation.
2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd are booing as soon as it landed. You can see the pain on Usyk.
This is what I want, and now we're getting it on the big show, and yeah, gonna put it right.
Gets Dubois going, and now Dubois coming back.
Now, last Saturday, talkSPORT hosted a Fight Night special looking ahead to this weekend's massive fight as Usyk takes on Dubois. Adam Cattrall and Gareth A. Davis were in the studio and they discussed how much Dubois has improved since the last fight with Usyk. Let's have a listen in partnership with DAZN.
Big fight preview on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Usyk versus Dubois on the 19th of July, live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
He's a much more dangerous threat this time around than he was the last time around.
No question.
And that is because I don't know what happened in the aftermath of the Usyk first fight, but whatever happened, whatever was said to him, whatever words he took on from his team, whether it be Don, his dad, or whoever it may be, or maybe even himself, slowly but surely, with the performances that he's put in off the back of that, he has now started to really believe that he is the real deal. And that has, for me, cemented that belief.
But he's gone through different layers or units of his, you can call it his masters in heavyweight boxing, if you take a kind of academic analogy. He's had the tough night where he had to guts it out against Jarrell Miller and come through a difficult period, and then saw himself after the 7th round in that fight, and he put it on Jarrell Miller, and you could see him believe in himself. He got shipped a lot by the right hand against Filip Hrgovic in his next fight, and he seemed to relish it. We've talked about these things so many times. And then he's had momentum on his side. He doesn't fear anyone. He's got a very it's almost like he's got a blinkered approach to life.
Yeah. Well, there we are. Listen again to the full Fight Night special on the talkSPORT app. Don't miss a moment of the action this Saturday. Watch Usyk v Dubois live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing. And you can also hear the fight on talkSPORT.
Big fight preview on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Usyk versus Dubois on the 19th of July, live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
These are exciting times for Birmingham City fans.
Yeah,
promoted,
indeed.
bit of money in the bank.
Yeah, 20 million quid striker.
Yeah.
You know, all those things.
And I saw Don Goodman today tipping them up for promotion to the Premier League.
Wow. A tough step.
It's not been without its issues in the last year or so, and that's all being documented in the new documentary series coming to Prime Video, 1st of August. Brady and the Blues.
Oh, very nice.
Telling the story of Tom Brady's involvement with the club. Before we chat to Stephen Knight, the Peaky Blinders creator and indeed Birmingham City fan and exec producer of the documentary, let's give you a flavour of it via the trailer.
The takeover of Birmingham City has completed.
NFL legend Tom Brady has become a minority owner in the team.
Who? He was a sportsman, wasn't he?
Tom Brady? Who's he? Probably what he knows about football you could put on a postage stamp.
What am I afraid of? This is not a vanity thing. This is like, let's get our elbows dirty.
The guys on that soccer team, they've got something coming.
He rewrote the history books in the NFL.
The way we've been sold it, we're going to the top.
There we are.
Very nice.
Stephen Knight joins us now. Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
good,
very good,
thanks. When you heard Tom Brady was coming in, I mean, you're a proper Blues fan, and I suppose you know you're excited by the bit of stardust and potentially the cash coming in, but you know you want the custodians to be invested. Was there anything that worried you at all?
Yeah, I mean, as a Blues fan, you're always worried that you know this thing is going to not work. It's going to blow up in our faces, but I was sort of around some of the negotiations and talks at the beginning of this when Tom Wagner came in, and he instills huge amounts of confidence, and you can tell he's serious about what he does, and he means it. And then, you think, Tom Brady is just there for his name and all of that. But I tell you, when you meet him and when you attend a football game with him, you realise he's deadly serious. And he, not only does he not want to lose, he can't lose. He just won't accept it. And I think that ethos, it's sort of true of Tom Wagner as well in what he does. But with Tom Brady, it's so absolute as a sportsman that he will not. That I think has rubbed off on the whole, not just the team but the club.
Yeah. A lot of your work, Stephen, it thrives on storytelling grounded in working class heroes, family law, all those things, which are all things we find in football, in football and football clubs. So to make a documentary about that must have been a great thing for you.
Yeah, a documentary is great because you don't have to write the script and what people say themselves. Off the tops of their heads is normally, it's gold dust. So it's been great to, what the story of this documentary is, of course, the ups and downs and the mistakes that were made, and then the triumphs, sort of the beginning of a triumph at the end. But it's largely about a culture of people who win and win and win, coming up against a football club that loses and draws and loses, and just that clash and the idea that it's almost like somebody waking somebody up and saying, no, you can do this, you can win, it doesn't have to go wrong. There's a saying amongst blues fans, typical blues, when things go wrong, and that's the thing that they're trying to get rid of.
Is that changing a bit, Stephen, when you speak to your fellow Birmingham City fans? Is there less of that sort of gallows humour? They actually got a bit more swagger? Are they starting to believe?
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing for us to shake that off because it's been so long. It's been since 1875, and so it took a while. But it's sort of, actually, I thought it happened quicker than I imagined it would, because even though the results weren't good, like when we got relegated, it was okay. We're fine. We're going to be okay. Everyone was confident. It was the most joyous relegation I've ever encountered, because people sort of believed in these in the people who've taken over, and it's because they do exude confidence. And then, of course, last season, the success began.
We do go into the dressing room. Although I did see that, Chris Davis at one point says, "Get out of here," to the team. There's always a point in every documentary where the manager's going to take the paint off the walls and he doesn't want it filmed. But he's an impressive guy. I'm a Tottenham fan, Stephen. He was at our place as a coach, and he's. I think you got a good one there, as he's proved over the last year.
Yeah, he's he's not courting publicity. He's not looking to be in the limelight. He's so single-minded. He's all about facts and figures. He's a great man manager, and again, we're lucky to have him. And he seems to have bought this idea with him that it's inevitable that we're going to get there, which I think that's across the board now. It's almost as if it's definitely going to happen, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No. You've set the cat amongst the pigeons with some people, including a Villa fan and historian locally, who, because you said you felt the Peaky Blinders would have been Blues fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's purely, it's nothing emotive. It's geography, It's the Peaky Blinders were based largely in Small Heath. We at the time were called Small Heath Alliance, so it's not a huge leap. I mean, everything's a matter of opinion. Very little of this was written down in the history book, so it's part of the healthy rivalry within the city between Blues and Villa. Of course, people are going to disagree, but in my opinion, geography is geography.
Yeah, and you've got the Peaky Blinders film coming out soon, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely. That's going to be out next year. It's all shot and in the can. And, I would say this, but truly it is fantastic. It's really good. It's a suitable end to that chapter of the Peaky Blinders.
And are you
a few more chapters to come?
Finally, as optimistic as Don Goodman? You think we're going to see in the Premier League the year after next?
I wouldn't want to say that without touching wood and all that sort of thing. But Blues, as a Blues fan, Blues have let us down so many times, and all of that, and typical Blues and all those expressions. But it does feel substantially different now. Even people go into the ground, the match day experience, it's like you're in a place where people take it seriously. They want it to work, and they want to win. And who knows, if we don't get promoted, we'll go again. If we do, the madness continues, because for us this is just not familiar.
August the 1st, then on Prime Video, you'll be able to watch the new series built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues. Good to talk to you, Stephen.
Very nice. Thanks
for your
Stephen.
time.
Absolute pleasure.
All the best. There's Stephen Knight there of Peaky Blinders fame, and he's the exec producer of the new documentary.
And to have Wrexham doing the same thing alongside them all the time as well, in the Championship as well.
There's a couple of nods by Tom Brady to Wrexham.
Oh, is there?
So
okay,
it's going to be interesting next season. So, our thanks to Stephen there. Birthday spread coming up.
Oh, is it?
And as the Open's on, if you've never heard Gary Player, the legend, golfing legend that is Gary Player, if you've never heard him sing, well, we're going to remedy that in a few moments' time when Andy and Jeff join us for the spread.
The transfer saga of the summer appears to be centred around Hugo Ekitike. What's the latest? Well, talkSPORT understands Liverpool have tabled a verbal offer of around £70 million. Personal terms are said to have been agreed already. Meanwhile, Villa are considering a double swoop for Premier League outcasts. Alejandro Garnacho is one of the names mooted at Villa Park, as is Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. Here's talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
He's gone from first choice to third choice at Chelsea in terms of the striking department in the blink of an eye. And there is a relationship there. He played under Unai Emery in Spain.
So now we know how Andy Farrell's team will look for the opening Lions test. It's now all a question of how do they perform. talkSPORT's Lions pundit Ben Kay reckons the team's suboptimal performances against the Brumbies and Waratahs may actually help them on Saturday.
Sometimes you need that pressure and fear of losing to bring the best out of you. So they'll be happy with where they are going into this weekend. And I certainly, looking at the Wallabies side, would make the Lions favourites.
Ahead of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk on Saturday, former 2-weight world champion Carl Frampton has told talkSPORT Dubois' best chance of winning will be in the first half of the fight.
He needs to start fast. He definitely has a chance. Daniel's a better fighter than the one we've seen when they fought the first time.
talkSPORT will bring you live commentary of the fight this Saturday, with the build-up beginning from 6 p.m. It's time once again for the birthday spread, a simple game in which Andy Jacobs collates 10 birthdays, people celebrating their birthday this week. Some of those people will know, some of those people we won't. So we'll need to make an educated guess, because that's our job, to try and guess how old they are. A margin of error will build, because there's no way, unless we've cheated, which neither of us do, whether we would know the exact ages of those people.
Yeah.
And it's the one
Seem to get it quite
who is
close.
out the least, the smallest margin of error, that is the winner. You often play along at home or in the car, on the school run, or wherever it is. Good afternoon to you all. You are fellow players, and we're always interested in how you're getting on at half-time, and we'll give you all the details of how to get in touch shortly. But let's say hello to Andy Jacobs. Good afternoon, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Yes, good afternoon. I've managed to get the builders across the road to stop drilling for half an hour while we do this. It's tremendous.
Did you have to have a word with them?
I did.
Popped across.
Did you say, look, love, I'm on national radio?
That's exactly what I did.
Oh, no.
Don't you know who I am?
What's Alan Brazil like? Did they say that?
Yeah, that's right. What was, that's always in my... What's Al like?
Drink that much,
and Jeff Peters keeps score for us. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon to you, boys. Paul won last week to lead 15-7 this year, and it's 99-56 overall. So Paul is one away from his century against Charlie.
I think I've been too hard on Jeff recently. I've been a bit rude to Jeff recently, I think.
Recently?
So I'm going to apologise, Jeff, and I really want you to really go for your toppers today. I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Yeah.
Yes, it's funny you should say that, because last night I decided to give Jeff an early advance look at the names for today.
Very nice.
Before I'd even stuck it all together, I just sent him my handwritten list. And
how many toppers do you have, Jeff?
Jeff Toppers Peters.
Possibly.
Don't say 9. Don't say 9.
No, but
We're all looking forward to it, aren't we?
Oh God!
I'm not very. Maybe a couple of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, very
I have to admit, his last one is better than my actual joke.
right.
And I wanted to do a Bob Hope. I wanted to do that one, and they'd do mine.
Nick his material.
Just steal it, Andy.
Talking of Bob Hope, he loved his golf.
Yes.
And he probably had a round with Gary Player over the years, I would have thought.
Bob Hope classic.
Many years ago, the great Gary Player, South African cricketer, if you didn't know he was, golfer. And if you did know he was South African, it'll be quite evident when you hear him sing. Gary made an album called Gary Player Sings. The producer did ask me earlier on, is it him singing? I thought, well, a very odd title for an album otherwise, wouldn't it? Really? So it is basically Gary Player singing. He went into the studio with a big band, and I think we can tell where he comes from when he sings the old classic "Gentle on My Mind."
Oh, I love "Gentle on My Mind."
Let's give you a bit now, shall we?
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bands and the ink stains that have dried up on some line.
some lines
that keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory, that keeps you ever gentle on my mind.
The one take, I reckon.
The great.
Shall we do another one, Gary?
Gentle on my mind. Okay, let's get underway then.
Down the middle.
Yeah, they'd all be up there, wouldn't they? Let's have a bit of Pele on Sergio Mendes. Here we go. First birthday, Andy.
First birthday, the Oscar-winning actor, fine actor, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Yeah.
And I was horrified when we went camping together and Tom decided to fully relieve himself in the woods.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe he'd gone for a forest dump.
I liked it.
That's quite good, yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Wow. He's probably older than you think, isn't he?
Nice.
74. Now, you think he can't not that
I
old?
think he's that old, Paul.
No.
You said it now.
I've said it now.
Touch move, Paul.
Yeah, but you're probably right.
I have to stick around with you in case he's not that. 71.
69.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
I was wrong. Yeah, sorry, Tom, if you're listening. What are the chances? Okay, so what's the scores, Jeff?
Well, he's a big Villa fan, of course, so he might be listening. It's Paul 5, Charlie 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
5-2.
Less a topper, more just a fact.
No, there's no difference.
I think I let it go, Andy. I'm being nice to Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Next one.
I'm not used to it. Okay, it's the singer and last surviving member of the Staples Singers, Mavis Staples.
Mavis Staples, yeah.
And she is the last surviving member of the group, of course. When she finally does go, how soon will we be allowed to say we've run out of staples?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a bit feels disrespectful.
It's not good, is it?
Yeah,
really? No,
I saw her live a couple of years. She was brilliant.
Was she? Yeah. Really kept everything together.
Yeah. For a woman of 24. Oh, there we are.
Very good.
For a woman of 24, she was absolutely brilliant. What do you think, Charlie?
I think she is 84.
I was going to say something very similar. I'm going to say 83.
86.
Wow, way.
There we are. You can sort of work it out, can't you?
Yeah.
Very good, though.
Yeah. Marvellous. What's the scores, Jeff?
Paul 3 out onto 8,
Yeah.
Charlie 2 out onto 4. I played in a charity football match with her and she swapped the ball in. I scored a goal. It was great to score from Staples Corner.
That's good. I like that. Very good. I like that.
I should give you more time more often.
Yeah, that's it. Right, we're getting 2 for the price of 1. Okay.
Not until we hear the next one.
Okay. Right.
Birthday number 3.
Birthday number 3 is the fine singer Suzanne Vega. Suzanne
Vega, yeah.
And Suzanne and I were taking part in one man and his dog team event.
Yeah.
I said to her, "I'll take care of the flock, and you look after the adult male sheep." I put the ram on Vega.
Oh,
now I was sitting with Suzanne Vega.
Oh yeah.
Really?
In the audience of a BBC game show hosted by Danny Dyer in 2019, when we noticed Boyce's wife from Only Fools was there taking part. We both agreed it was great to see Marlene on the wall.
Oh, that's good. The trouble is there's so much you have to remember.
I have to remember a lot, but I'm being very positive about it.
I saw the first season.
I don't even get it.
Okay. It's one of her songs.
Marlene.
I think that wasn't it her guitar road who used to get in touch. He used to listen to the show. I don't know if he'd probably gone off it by now.
It's you, Paul. How old is she?
Suzanne Vega, 57.
I think she's older than that.
Yeah.
No, she's older than that.
Yeah.
65.
Well done, Charlie. She's 66.
Wow, you're playing well today, Charlie. I'm not playing well at all. I don't know what's wrong. What's the scores, Jeff?
Paul 9 out onto 17.
Yeah.
Charlie 1 out onto 5. I think, Paul, you're a bit nervous getting close to your century. The nervousness.
Yeah, it is. Nervous night. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. I went all Eddie Jones then. Yeah. All nervous.
Birthday number 4.
It's the gardener and presenter of Gardener's World, Monty Don.
I love old Monty.
Don.
What a great show that is.
It is. It's lovely, and I haven't even got a garden. But he's recently, I don't even know I watch it.
Yeah.
He's recently been working with Charles and Camilla, actually, on a royal white-collar boxing and gardening event.
Yeah.
It's being put on by their joint company, Monty Don King Promotions.
God, blimey.
You probably didn't know this.
Got
really?
to be here all night, haven't we?
As well as a club doorman.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was outside one night when there were some dangerous Russians trying to gain entrance, including Nicholas II. Wow. He was told he wasn't allowed in then or any time in the future. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to see Monty Banazar.
I mean...
It's not even connected. It's not even connected. It's not even connected to the name.
I don't want to bring you the bad news about Tsar Nicholas II, but it didn't end well. So the timeline's all out. That's the only trouble. So how old, Monty Dom?
68.
That's a good guess, Charlie. I'm going to go 67.
70.
Oh, okay.
I've decided I'm going to do the scoring next week. Jeff can do the jokes. They're better than mine.
Yeah. So what's the scores, Jeff?
Since I had a positive influence, I've given Jeff the confidence to tell his jokes. To say his truth.
So
thank you for being so nice, Charlie. You are on 7, and Paul is on 20.
Wow, you're
blimey,
right.
Big difference.
There we go. Let's go into half-time, Andy.
Okay, the singer-songwriter, famous Alice's Restaurant, that great song, Arlo Guthrie.
Wow.
Arlo Guthrie. And I'll always remember his commentary double act on the PA with Dr. John at the Rockstars charity cricket match. Who can forget the mellifluous tones of John Arlo?
John Arlo Guthrie. And you can get everything. I mean, did anybody actually go into Alice's Restaurant and say, have some cheese on toast? No, we've run out of cheese.
Was it next to Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner?
Yeah, they're all together, that's it. So anyway,
you can get anything you want.
You can get anything you want.
First up, here's Christopher Martin.
So Arlo Guthrie's got to be about, blimey, 80.
I think you're about right, Paul. No, you're about right. You've got to work out how old he was. 82.
78.
Oh, okay. Well, I've pulled a couple back. So, Jeff, where are we at?
Yeah, Charlie won the first 4 rounds.
Wow.
You win that round, so it's 22-11 at the half.
Do let us know how you're getting on. talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J. The second half of the birthday spread just around the corner. We'll be making another visit to the Open very shortly. We'll keep you updated. It's unfolding live over on talkSPORT 2 now throughout the afternoon. We're here with Toolstation. Get thousands of products delivered to you.
2 years ago, the controversy surrounded, was it a low blow, wasn't it a low blow?
I'm sure we'll see it again, but the crowd are booing as soon as it landed. You can see the pain on Usyk.
This is what I want, and now we're getting it. It's a big show, and we're going to put it right.
Gets Dubois going, and now Dubois coming back.
Charlie's wrecking the studio for some knocking stuff over. Anyway, it's 20-11 in the birthday. Oh, it's not 20-11. It's the scores are 22 versus 11 in the birthday spread. Before we continue, let's head back to the Open with Arnold Clark.
The Open Update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Everything for your car, all in one place.
And let's get the latest from Sean O'Brien. Good afternoon, Sean.
Good afternoon, guys. Yes, roller coaster start for Rory McIlroy. I can report he did not make a quad bogey at the first like in 2019, but he did miss a tiddler for par. Can't have been more than 3 feet. Then his drive at the par 5 second goes way left, and we're all thinking, no, not again. But he hacks one back into play, sticks his wedge to within 20 feet, and he drains the putt for birdie. So you can guarantee he's nervous in front of some humongous crowds out here. But most importantly, he is level par through 2. And everyone, of course, will be aware of that first round in 2019 and how disastrous it was. He said he was just overwhelmed by everything. But remember, he did shoot 65 in the second round. He broke the course record here when he was a 16-year-old. So there's happy memories too. And it is dry right now, so he's got the conditions on his side as well. So 4 under still leads the way. Matt Fitzpatrick joined Jacob Skov-Olesen and Haotong Lee in the clubhouse on 4 under. But all eyes on Rory now, and you can listen to his first round over on talkSPORT 2.
Thanks very much, Sean. It's birthday spread second half, just about to get underway.
15 at half time, some people. Direct hit on Monty Don, who said it's a stupid guessing game for kids. Bang, eat it. 18 out was Cy the Red. Hi, guys. 16 after the first 5. Considering I knew no one after Tom Hanks, it's a result. As Patrice Everill would say, I love this game. Mike from Gloucester.
Thank you.
2 direct hits on Tom Hanks and Suzanne Vega, Phil in Liverpool. And completely panned. Thought Suzanne Vega was about 32. Shocker. Stephen Essex.
So we continue then, second half. Charlie to lead us off. Here we go.
Surely that should be let's head back to the Open with Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
I'm sure you were going to say that. Never mind, anyway.
Okay. I don't know if he's in the car leasing business.
I don't think he is.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Anyway, probably not. Anyway.
Okay, it's the pop singer from Take That, Jason Orange.
Jason Orange, yeah.
And he used to come around every week, actually, at the same time. He was like Clockwork Orange.
That's
good,
very Ronnie Barker, that, wasn't it?
Very good.
How old's Jason Orange?
I think he's 55, Paul.
Wow, that's you've got a real swagger about you today. 54.
55, blimey.
You say you think he's 55?
No, I just knew he was a bit older than the other members of Take That.
If you're going to cheat, mate,
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating.
Don't just be confident and say
your cousin Gary Barlow.
Yeah.
Nothing rhymes with orange. No, it doesn't.
What's the scores, Jeff?
That was good, Charlie.
Yeah, that's good.
It's Paul 23, Charlie still on 11.
Wow. Okay. All right, then, here we go.
That was a genuine guess. There's no way of saying that was a genuine guess without saying it's a genuine guess.
Okay.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll carry on.
It's the co-founder of Huffington Post Media.
Oh, yeah.
It's Arianna Huffington. And she was coaching our local football team, actually. But her methods were less about tactics and more about hard work. It was all Huffington and Buffington.
Like it.
That's good.
No idea.
67.
I mean, she could be 32.
Well, she could
67.
67.
I've got a little bit to play with. 65.
75.
Oh,
okay.
gosh.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Paul closes the gap slightly. Paul 8 out onto 31, and Charlie 10 out on to 21. And I follow Ariana on Instagram. It's always fun to see Huffington Post.
Oh yes, that's kind of technically what her business
is called. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that.
Do you want to workshop that today?
I look like
Charlie's being nice and Paul's turning on.
No, I just can't help myself.
I'm just saying that is the name of her business. She's thought of that, made it very successful.
Yeah.
That makes it not a joke.
Can I see you in the kitchen, Charlie? Let's go. So, okay, 31 plays 21.
It makes it very difficult to be nice.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Anyway, look, leave it.
Very hard, really.
Leave it. We'll talk about it after. So back to Charlie then.
I'm sure Leicester will be promoted this
Birthday
year.
number 8.
The new manager.
Just shut Jeff's line down for me. Fade him down. No, don't. Sorry. Keep going. Do it later. So,
to me, if it's a fact and it's not a joke.
Andy can have a chat with him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good.
So, okay.
Are we ready?
Keep going. Birthday number 8, yeah.
Birthday number 8, the politician Zippy Livney.
Oh.
Zippy Livney. And he's just gone into the mascot business, actually, with the Ipswich and former Burnley keeper, Harry Murich. They're called Zippy and Bungle. It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It's a bit. Zippy Murich. No, not Zippy Murich. Zippy who?
Zippy Livney.
Where is he a politician?
I don't know, just in the paper it just says politician. I'm presuming he probably is right by the sound of it.
You don't get a lot of young Zippies, do you?
I have no idea.
Oh, right, Charlie.
55.
I want to try and claw a bit back, and I'm 10
it's
off.
Only 10. It's only 10, Paul.
55. I'll go 73.
67.
Oh, it's
over. No, it's not. You weren't that far off, Charlie. Well, I think we're dead down the middle. What's going on, Jeff?
Charlie, you said 55, so you're 12 out.
Yeah.
And Paul said 73, and he's 6 out. So it's 37 to Paul and 33 to Charlie. And Zippy Livney is a female politician in Israel.
Israel. Okay, yeah.
If you're listening, Zippy.
Unlikely. So, birthday number 9.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. That was only a matter of time. Really. Birthday number 9, then.
You got Jeffrey here. Anyway.
Jeffrey, can we... Look, is it the law? Someone has to have a go at it.
Was this the week that Frank Spencer starred? Frank Spencer starred on there.
Oh, Jeff, I like your jokes, Jeff. Oh, no.
Kiss Tom. Anyway,
quick.
It's the chief executive of the Aston Martin Lagonda, chairman and chief executive of Bentley from 2018 to 24, Adrian Hallmark. Hallmark. And I like to celebrate his birthday each year by sending him a card. I never know where to get one. I can never think, honestly.
What do you reckon? It's me, isn't it? 24, 60, 66. Clickety click, 66.
Yeah, about right. 67.
63.
Oh, it's a good game, isn't it?
So we're going to the last birthday with the scores on what, Jeff?
Paul 3 out onto 40. Charlie 4 out onto 37. 3 is the gap with 1 to go.
So Charlie will lead us off. He's elower. That's the way it works. He goes off first in this final birthday, Andy.
Okay, Jeff assures me that she may have appeared before.
Yes.
It's the actress from On the Waterfront, believe it or not, Eva Marie Saint.
Eva Marie
Saint. She's been watching football for a very long time, but even she couldn't believe how easily Chelsea beat PSG. I said to her, it's a funny old game.
Eva Marie Saint On the Waterfront.
I'm
sorry, Jeff.
Hold on a minute. Go on, Jeff.
Got to be quick with your topper. Got to be quick.
It is lovely to see Eva Marie make another appearance in the spread. I do enjoy the return of the Saint.
There we are.
Nice. Very nice. There we are. Very good.
Redeemed himself. So, Eva Marie Saint.
96. I think I've left you some room there, Paul.
I've got to be. Is it 4? The either 90. 91.
Wrong way, Regals. 101.
101. Oh, you could have won, Paul. You could have won. Eat it.
I cannot raise my bat, unfortunately.
He's out again.
That's it.
There we are. Very nice.
Thank you, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks,
All
Jeff.
the best. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
It's Jeff Peters and Charlie. You're on Virgin Radio.
I'm on Virgin Radio this weekend, sitting in for Dick and Dom. You can decide which one I am, Paul. And I'm on 1 till 4, Saturday and Sunday.
Fantastic. Back with me next Tuesday.
I am indeed.
Yes, plenty for the boys on Drive to get stuck into this afternoon. Another busy show. And who's with them today? Oh, it's Shaban and Andy Townsend nice. Today. I say the boys. Sorry, Shaban, I didn't know. Shaban and Andy Townsend coming up next with Drive, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. So thanks for listening.